What is going on, everybody? How you doing? Welcome to another Friday night of the Affinity Equation Podcast. I'm your host, Darkjokerzin. I can't do it without my illustrious co-host here, Mr. Tim, aka Disavowed. How you doing, sir?
Gentlemen, very excited for tonight. And the two things I don't want to forget to say. Number one, tomorrow is Bobby Bonilla Day. You know what it means. Look it up. And also, it's the weekend to watch Jaws. Happy 4th of July weekend, folks.
Everybody, get out of the beach, get out of water. Everybody, get out of water. Nah, let them get eaten. They deserve to get eaten playing in that water. I was getting to make a joke. I was getting to make a bad joke and bad taste, and then you know what? I'll leave that alone because I don't know how some people feel about it. So,
okay. Well, were you going to make a submarine joke?
Look, my PS2 controller works just as well, sir.
All my laughter is on the inside right now. I'm not letting it out. I'm laughing right into this glass.
Words can't describe. I fell down the rabbit hole on that and watched way too many YouTube videos. You could not have paid me that amount of money to get inside that garbage can, inside of a pool, let alone that low under the water to the Titanic. Pass.
Yeah. So there's a hold on. So before we go further, we gotta welcome the man, the myth, the legend, who's been here more times than I have been on this show.
It's true. Like, do I get a jacket? Do I get like a 8-timers club or something like that?
It's like Saturday Night Live, man. We're sending you the jacket. It's gonna be in the mail. Don't worry.
Exactly. Yeah. Don't worry. We got your mug in the mail. Mr. Just J Hernandez, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man. I'm doing good. I can't complain. You know, it's not too hot. It's not too cool here in Philly right now. You know, prepping for August. It's not too hazy either. How was it in Delaware?
It's warm. It's warm down here. It was hazy yesterday when I was at work. So
a little hazy here yesterday,
yeah,
which was good. I didn't have work yesterday. I had work today. Wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I worked from home today, so. And
I'm not sure.
Well, look at you.
Yeah, right.
Look at you. Must be nice.
Yeah, I'm actually not far from you. I'm in Pennsylvania as well. I'm just outside the Lehigh Valley area near Allentown. And it was hazy here too.
It was hazy, dude. It was a little hazy. It was a little hazy yesterday.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah. But I was going to say, there was this one guy who got invited to be on that submarine on Mission 3. And the same sub that went down was the one that he was in. And something should have told him when they were having problems every day before they could go in there. It was like, this ain't for me. This shit is like, go ahead and turn this boat around, my friend.
Watch that same YouTube video Alyssa and I checked out. And that guy, and he went in it, but they only took him down like not even halfway. I guess like just to give him the experience of being inside. And he was allowed to go for free. He was there as an influencer. They let him go to try to like hype this thing up. And I'll tell you what, man, talk about feeling lucky. That guy should play the lottery or something. He already won it.
You wouldn't have got me when the toilet's sitting right there at the back and like, yo, like, and there's no privacy. You ain't got no Febreze spray. Come on now. Nah, you wouldn't got me in there. You gonna take snacks down there? Nah, I gotta take snacks. I gotta bring my own snacks. You ain't serving snacks on this sub? Like, we got some problems.
Wild. Absolutely wild that's a thing that happened in 2023. Like, had you told me that happened like in the 70s or something crazy, I'd probably be like, yeah, okay, whatever, technology and whatnot. Dude was using a PlayStation controller. Like, you can't make it up.
This is what the sub was made of right here. What I got in my hand. This Pepsi can right here.
Essentially, it was a composite, right?
It was.
It's like what? It was all carbon fiber, wasn't it?
Yeah. Carbon fiber, and I forget, like carbon fiber or something else. I can't remember what else they said. But yeah, it was not good. Not good at all. But here we are. We have another lovely Friday together. Good times, talking toys, talking on the most weirdest stuff out of all week. This is a submarine on my yellow submarine. For those who do remember, who know what the Beatles are.
The Beatles.
Rob, no, stop, Rob. Set some AOA comments and sign Spawn #1 with a Lord Dante into that sub, please. Now, if you had a PS5 controller, maybe. But yo, my Bluetooth is the Bluetooth hooked up? Like, come on, man, you gotta plug that bad boy up. Use the USB-C cord. Use a USB-C cord. Let's plug it in. Let's plug it in.
Wild, just wild.
But Tim, let's see who we got in the chat here with us.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for being here tonight for us on the Infinity Equation podcast, i.e. Goons Assemble. Thanks for being here, guys. I just stole Tomigo's saying right there. But thanks for being here tonight, everybody. If you're new, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hit the like. All that stuff helps the channel grow. Let's see who's in the chat. Damien's in the house. He says, hello, everybody. Dante and guests. Omar V is here. Says, what's up, dudes? David R is here. Says, good evening, everybody. Mark Rose in the house. What's up, Mark? Pokey 87 is here. He's just poking around the internet watching us here. Happy Friday, Goon Squad. Happy accident. Yo, yo, yo. Robert Diaz. It's time for Disavowed. Forgot one thing. What up, gents? KJ in the house. Robert is here. Stryden. What's up, Stryden? Thanks for being here, man. HC Gunpla is here. What's going on? James, a.k.a. Ratface44. Ratcase44. Rasper is in the house. Who else we have here? Big group here, Dante. Jason Lopez is here. NYC Figure Fanatic. What is going on? Trevor McGuire says, peace. What's up? How you doing, sir? Everybody, thanks for being here. Jay, I got to open up with a quick story for you, man. So I was doing my little toy hunt ski today, and I ran into essentially my brother-in-law. I'm not married, but we've been together a long time. Blah, blah. And I saw him at Walmart. So he knows we do the podcast. I'm here with Dante. And he said, what are you guys cooking up for tonight? And they don't really follow the toy world, but they watch some stuff I put out there because we're family. And I said, well, we have this real big toy YouTuber guy. And he goes, really? And he goes, well, like, what's he do? What's big about him? And in that moment, I realized that only people in our hobby can really understand it, because I'm trying to verbalize. I'm like, oh, this guy is cool. I'm like, he really just blew up on the internet. He came up with this really inventive ways to like do reviews, and he wears gloves. And like, I'm explaining this stuff. I'm all excited.
Keep in mind, I haven't worn the gloves in a very long time.
I'm all excited. His great reviews, and he's just staring at me. I know I'm losing him. And I'm like, all you got to know is he's got a huge following. He's a cool guy. He's an actor, which is awesome. And we're happy to have him on the show. So I was your introduction of you to my
Thanks, man.
I don't know. We might get another sub tonight of him. So.
And like, if you ever need a shortened version for next time, you can just say, yeah, he kind of did like long form TikTok videos, and then people got smart and did them for like a minute.
I will use that next time, and I'll cite my That's great.
Oh my goodness! I was gonna say, like, when can I expect to see the gloves back? I was gonna ask that question. Like, no,
not in the summer, hopefully.
Sorry, I heard something outside. I don't know if it's rain or if it's just fireworks going off.
It's got to be fireworks. I mean, because my wife was asking the same thing. She was like, "Is it going to rain?" I was like, "Not according to the weather. At least not here."
Well, it is supposed to rain. I think like tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, and then
it's going to be a rainy weekend. Yeah, it's going to be a rainy 4th, is what it's going to be.
Yeah. Well, the 4th, they said it should be clear, like Monday and Tuesday. The reason why I know, because I work at a news station, so I see the weather comes on, so I pay attention to it now. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's what the weather's gonna be like tomorrow. Okay, that means the train's gonna be
People
running on time.
Have the fireworks on the 4th.
Nah, I gotta make sure the train's running on time. Like, okay, it's gonna be running on time or late today. It's gonna be late today. All right.
Man, you know it's gonna be late, and not only that, they're gonna be on a holiday schedule.
Actually, the Wilmington train is pretty on time.
Is it really?
Yes, it usually is on time. Like in the morning, they get there super early, and they like when I leave in the evening, they're there on time. So the Wilmington's train is pretty reliable.
Like the only experience that I have from the Wilmington train is working for Delaware Shakespeare, and that would like take me like right into the cusp of like Wilmington right there.
Right.
And I remember like on the weekend it was the worst. On the weekend, now I can't speak to the week like much of the weekdays, like some of the weekdays I can, but the weekend was the worst, dude. Because
really?
You know that not only was your train going to be late, every train is going to be late, which is why your train is late.
That sucks. I'm sorry. The only reason why I probably was late because they share the same track as Amtrak. So
It's true.
yeah. No, Damien, it's not earthquake. No, there's very few earthquakes on the East Coast.
Nah.
Very few.
No, you remember? I don't know if you remember. This was back in 2000, either 2007 or 2008. There was actually an earthquake here, and there were like the memes were now I hear stuff. The memes were amazing on that. It's like you would like see like like a lawn chair just down on the ground. Never forget 2007 earthquake.
Yeah.
Yeah, we periodically get that sort of stuff in PA. Maybe like every 10 years, Jay, we get a tornado or something like that.
Right.
That's true. The tornadoes, yeah, like, and it's weird because like it's just you feel it in the air. It's just ominous out there.
Mm-hmm.
And me and my wife were going down to the basement.
Yeah, it's crazy.
And while Jay's down there, like, let me go ahead and post this figure out while we down here, baby. Hey, once you got a figure,
that's when you look. That's when you look for the cow action figure to put up there, like in the Twister. You know, we actually lost at GameStop due to a tornado up in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania.
Oh wow!
It like carved through the city, and again, that's like 45 minutes for me. But I kind of carved through past like a Dick's Sporting Goods and a strip mall, whatever. And it was crazy because you could literally see the perfect track that it took because the GameStop was completely ripped apart. The Dick's Sporting Goods got taken out, but yet there were stores completely untouched, like 5 feet from there. So crazy.
You know why?
Nuts.
No. What happened was they got a bad trade in at GameStop. They're like, I'm taking the store out. You're not going to give me $2 for this new game I just bought yesterday. Nah, that's what happened.
You know what? You ain't got to worry about GameStop, though, because GameStop is like the STD of stores. You take out one GameStop, 2 more will pop up in its place right there.
Yeah, that is true.
That's good.
You know what? That is very true. They're like the Walgreens. They're like Walgreens, Wawa, and a Target and a Walmart. They all will pop up somewhere. You take one down, 6 more pop up in the place.
It's like, you get a CVS, you're gonna get a Walgreens right across the street.
Exactly. Walgreens like, nah, CVS, you can't have this block. This is our block. We run this block now. Like this is really a drug war over here now. Prescription drug war. Real quick before we go on everything else, Damien, I can't reply to you on Instagram. It says your account's disabled, so I'm not sure what's going on with that. Ryan, if you had a Wawa in Seattle, the Wawas would make buku money in Seattle because everybody be getting those sandwiches and getting their coffee there. It'd be because it's always jam packed here.
They've got to have an equivalent. Somebody got to have an equivalent of a Wawa out there.
I think Buc-ee's would be
Buc-ee's. Buc-ee's. We have that in Texas. We got Buc-ee's there, and then of course you got Sheetz. Gonna say Sheetz. That's yeah. But although that's more of like an East thing as opposed to because like in the West,
more Sheetz. Like in our area, if I go to Allentown on a toy hunt, there's like Wawas everywhere, which I love. Right. I grew up with Sheetz, not a Sheetz fan because I grew up with it. I got used to it, whatever. Those are everywhere in the area I'm in. But Wawa starting to come down our direction now. So
yeah, because I think because they want everything so fresh, and that's the reason why they stay like centralized to the East Coast. Centralized to the East Coast.
Spoiler alert, folks! I just had half of a Wawa tuna hoagie for my dinner. So, Wawa represent. If you're looking to, cut us that deal, Wawa, buy the ones you like from the Wawa. We're in.
Exactly. No, don't. So that's my buddy Josh, AC Gunpla. Yeah, Wawa. Don't you start with this Buc-ee's and Wawa feud, okay? I'm not getting into it with you, okay? Go get your beef jerky from Buc-ee's, okay?
I mean, but at the same time, it's like Buc-ee's is like more of a destination. It's not a store the way the Wawa, because like you turn the corner on any street in Philly, you will find a Wawa. Whereas a Buc-ee's, you got to drive out of your way to get to that. Like I said, it's a destination. It ain't no store.
Buc-ee's is like what Cabela's is, I think, to like the outdoorsman people. Like that's a destination.
That makes so much sense. Yes. Yeah. Like if you're like driving like out to frickin' Allentown or something like that, then yes, I would put on the equivalent of that right there. I think that's a very, very good comparison.
Yeah. Trevor says, I wish we had Caribou coffee in Seattle. I'm surprised you don't have Caribou coffee in Seattle. I'm like, Seattle being a coffee state.
Is Caribou still around? I haven't seen one of those in ages.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good question if they're still around or not.
I've never heard of it. So
we had it when I was in grad school in Virginia, over in Charlottesville.
Robert says I have a quick trips and lots of them in. Is that Wisconsin? Yeah. I've seen the quick trips. They're okay. They're not. They're just a regular gas station. It's like that. It's like gas station. If they got seafood there, you don't eat that seafood from that gas station.
It's like sushi at the Acme, man. You just don't touch it.
Those delicious.
But you touch that chicken. You touch that Acme chicken, though.
Now get that chicken. That chicken's some good stuff.
What, you guys don't like the delicious Turkey Hill scallops that they have?
No. Not the least. No.
It's a tradition. That's why
that's good.
That's good. Be very regular.
I love how specific you had to be with Turkey Hill. Right there.
No.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Oh, 6-packs of knickknacks. He say, what debate did I just walk into? Rutter's got those scowls. Damien said used to get Caribou chocolate drops as kids from 1980s. AC Gunpla says y'all ever heard of Wagabag? I don't even know what is that. What is Wagabag?
Now people are making stuff up. I could do that too. You guys remember we used to go shopping at that place? You know the nickel
Caldor.
Make up all sorts of names over here. Come on.
Exactly. All right, folks. So it's been a fun week. I got to co-host with Art, State of Art, with Unboxing Art this Wednesday. So that was fun. We got to talk to Mr. Wonderful, who is doing a Kickstarter. She's going to be doing a Kickstarter for figure stands, interchangeable figure stands. So that'll be starting at July 10th. July 10th, yes, on July 10th. And then me and Jay have teamed up for a new show.
Nice.
We're doing it once a month. The first show will be Wednesday, July 26th. Just something just to sit and just pose figures and talk and just chit chat.
Dante, it's good that you picked a Wednesday because there's like no shows on Wednesday nights at all. So.
Like my show used to be on Wednesday night.
That is true. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like I used to, and I was very, very deliberate about that. And like, okay, so Kevin, you got Thursday. Toy Migos, you all got like Tuesday. It's like, what's going on Wednesday? It's like nothing's going on. Okay, I'll do it Wednesday. Just to make sure I'm not stepping on no one's toes.
Yep.
It's become like wrestling. There's wrestling every day a week on TV. Now there's Twitch shows every day. Live TV shows every day.
It's very hard. To your point, Jay. You know, when I do live, I'm a small channel, but when I do a live stream or show, for instance, they do the X-Files. We talk about X-Men the animated series. When I'm trying to set that up, it's so hard to not encroach on somebody's time because there literally are just multiple shows every night anymore that you feel bad, even if you're not going to pull viewers away from them. You still want to insult them by doing that. So I feel you. It's very hard anymore.
Yeah.
Which is good though. It's good. There's a lot of content for us to watch. I enjoy that.
Yeah, it's true. Because there's my boys Between Two Sentinels, Matthew and Jay Shot. Yes, and as everybody's saying, there's Loose But Complete also on Wednesdays. Yes, there's a lot of shows. And there's Unboxing Art also on Wednesdays as well. Like you got a lot. There's a lot. We got a super chat here from Rob Pollock. Thank you very much. Says, drop in for a quick minute. Happy Friday, guys. Digging the new basic TMT line. Still need to find a splinter until next time. Thank you very much. A lot of people were grabbing that. I seen on Sunday when those dropped. A lot of people were out at the Targets and Walmarts, and bam, they had them.
Even online, like that Sunday or something like that.
Yeah. Me, not being the biggest turtle fan. I like turtles. I like Teenage Mutant Turtles. I just don't like the figures.
Yeah. I always say this when I'm on toy hunts. I do not envy TMNT collectors because I don't know if there is a figure line that has more companies that are in the mix for that. It's like every company I feel like except McFarlane is making turtle figures. It's crazy.
But apparently they are. Hasn't that been thrown around?
I've heard the rumor.
I think so. Yeah.
Believe so much.
Yeah, and that's what I said. Like for turtle fans, like they have so much to choose from. Like you have NECA, you have Playmates.
I mean, even Hasbro.
Hasbro, yeah.
With that IDW out right there.
Yep. Yeah, it's a lot.
And don't even forget higher scale, or higher priced items. Mezco did a turtle 4-pack, didn't they?
Yep.
Recently.
Yeah.
So we'll be seeing that come 2027.
Yes.
That's mean. I like Mezco. You know,
I do too, but it's kind of like, yeah, it's 2027.
No, I'm thinking if I were to be realistic about it, the latter end of mid to late 2024, because like that's a lot of figures. Like a 4-pack,
yeah,
like right now.
And they're still working on the Fantastic 4-pack, I think, as well, right? That's another 4-pack that they are trying to get out.
Exactly, and that I'm wondering, hoping soon those get dropped for those who like them. Let's see what else we got here. I did put out a video. Once again, I do have to say big thanks to hello, my name is Brian on Instagram and Juan Tatlib for making these wonderful, beautiful T'Challa heads. This is beautiful. Like Juan did a great job painting these up. He put so much detail in it. It's just wonderful.
That's real nice.
It is. Like this getting this head sculpt has been the highlight of my week at all.
It's good because we haven't gotten an updated T'Challa, like at least a comic T'Challa sculpt in a while.
Right.
So it's pretty nice. It's pretty freaking nice.
Yeah. So this has been fantastic. So the review is up. I finally had time to put it up. So that is up and running. So you can go watch it when you're done watching this, or whenever you have some free time, just go watch it.
And that was also showcased in your thumbnail, I think, tonight, right?
Yes.
I gotta say, Dante, it's not just because of Nick Fury being in there. And Black Suit Spider-Man, which I know Jay appreciates. That was a great shot, man. I all your shots are always great, but I saw that pop up and I'm like, this is got the spot hanging out down there. Your avatar, it was cool. It was a good job, man.
Yeah, the mascot has to be in the thumbnail. Like the spot is the mascot. He has to be in the thumbnail somewhere, just randomly, just chilling somewhere. I was like, it'd be fun, just like put him in that little fun pose, just have him waving, just like he's on the phone, like, yeah, I had a great day. Let's see real quick. Future 97 says, what's up, boys? What's going on? Jason Lopez says, Mafex hasn't done turtle figures yet, which is very true.
That is true.
But don't count them out yet. Don't count them out yet.
I would think like the next thing that would make the most sense for Mafex would probably be, because everyone and their mother is making these right now.
Yeah.
Power Rangers figures.
Yeah.
But then again, SH Figure Arts has been exclusive with those guys with all that henshin stuff for a while.
Yeah.
I don't know how that would work, but I mean, Hasbro are the folks who control that now. And
okay.
And like what?
Yeah, the Power Rangers. Yeah.
Bandai being out of the picture with the USA stuff, the domestic stuff, who knows?
Very true. Like,
then again, at the same time, I'm totally talking out of my butt because I have no idea how licensing works.
Well, you convinced me, so now it's
yeah.
And that, kids, is why you shouldn't believe everything that you see on the internet.
To teach a lesson on reliable sources really quickly.
Yeah.
It's 80% how you sound.
Do you sound confident saying it? Then it must be true.
10% how you look.
What
you're saying? 10% right there.
What's that, Tommy boy? Yeah, I'm fine, Dad. I'm just checking the specs on the rotor girder over here. I'll be good. Not a thing.
Speaking of folks with the Power Rangers license right now, Did you all go in on the Green Ranger from Mezco? I know I did.
I did not.
No?
No, because I'm satisfied with the OG ones that I have from Hasbro. I don't have enough room from because I also have the turtle ones as well too.
That's
I have
fair.
the Megazord and the Dragon Zord that they put out. So I was like, that's my collection. That's my time. I'm good. I think the only things I did recently pre-order was the new Rita Repulsa and the villain that was with her that they announced. But that was it. Because I was going to go and get the new updated ones. And I was like, no, it's just too much money. I was like, I'm satisfied for what I have right now.
That's fair.
The extent of my Power Ranger collection are the different various Hasbro monsters I bought at Ollie's for like $7.
They're great for builders.
They are,
Yeah.
They really are.
But Dante, I don't know if we're going to talk about hauls or anything, but for the toy buying populace, I wanted to get some information out. If that's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, so real quick, I'm just going to show you. I picked up a ton of stuff today. If you have an Ollie's bargain store near you, which I know is a touchy subject on my channel, because people almost get mad now that like there's not an Ollie's near them, and I'm like, I'm sorry, like I don't know what to tell you. Get them to build one, but this weekend, up until I think it's tomorrow, the Six Packs next in the chat. He'll let us know. They're doing a customer appreciation where it's 15% off everything in the store. So I kind of went a little ham picking up some random stuff today. I'm continuing to find those Bucky O'Hare figures at all places. So yeah, the Boss Fight Studios picked another one of those up. That's Target. This is Target. Grab that on clearance today. The plastic. But other than that, I'm happy to announce I made a big investment. I'm currently building a dock at my lake house, and I bought a boat to go out in the lake with. So this came out to be, and again, if you have an Ollie's near you and you want this, they had stacks of these at my stores. This was ticketed at $14.99, and then with that 15% off, it was like $12 and change. So I couldn't not take that. Like, it's ridiculous. So check out your
nice.
Yeah,
man. I figured some other. I'm not very much a customizer, but I could probably do some pretty cool stuff with this, and I don't know, give myself some trouble with it. So check your Ollie's, folks.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of people are saying like I'm picking those up. And I found two Ollie's that they're close to me, but they're on like basically on the same road from the opposite end of each other, which is the weirdest thing. I was like, okay. So I may try to go check those out tomorrow.
Yeah, it's worth it. And even these little guys, like I have a handful of them. Again, all bought at clearance prices. I was going to pay full price for these, but they had the Wolverine. I grabbed it. In that Indiana Jones sickness, man, it's pulling me in. I said I wasn't going to do it. Picked this up on Amazon, and this is also a CMD store purchase right there.
You gotta love CMD, man. For like those of us who are a little bit impatient and don't mind spending like $5 to $10 extra, it's worth it. It's totally worth it.
Yeah, they definitely don't fleece you. I mean, that's not bad at all to get stuff in.
Exactly. Yeah, CMD store. Yeah, man. Beautiful, just beautiful. I wish they just say, "Hey, why don't you? We'll go ahead and support you." But I appreciate your CMD store. What you got in there? I need.
Oh, and while that, Happy Canada Day tomorrow. Tell our friends up north.
Oh yes, it's tomorrow. It's July 1st.
All right on.
Happy Canada Day.
Six Pack says it goes through July 2nd, 15% entire store. No reward card needed at Ollie's. AZ Toy Hunters Guild, what's going on? It says what picked up a bunch of putties at Ross for $8. That was great.
Dang, for real? I need to check my Ross then, man. Like putties, I mean, putties ain't cheap.
No.
Unless, like, are they the OG putties or the Z putties? That's the one thing I'd like to know.
That's a good question.
Either or, though, you can never have enough putties. Those things are great.
You know, I don't have any. Now that you say that, I don't have any putties.
I've got about like 10 because they're great builders. They really are.
That's equivalent to my Marvel Legends hand ninja Dante that I bought everybody's hand ninjas outfits.
Yeah, you bought everybody's hand ninjas, and everybody's mad at you now.
Except for those six boxes I left last week at a random Ollie's that I saw. Nuts.
Yeah, I would have took them. I would have bought them. I would have just bought them up.
Everybody was saying that. They're like, dude, just keep buying them. I'm like, you got to say no eventually. Like, I think I have literally 12 of them. Like, you got to stop eventually. Face.
I didn't say stop. I didn't say stop when I got my AIM soldiers. I didn't say stop when I got my Hydra soldiers. I was only limited so many when I got my Hellfire clubs. Because that was Hasbro Pulse's thing.
Yeah. You can only get 5.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's what Time to the First did. He bought out all of the Hydra soldiers originally. I've heard him talk about on their podcast. So he literally has like 50 or something of the Hydra 2-pack figures that they came out the Toys R Us near the end there. So
don't blame him.
The only builders right now that you can get that are like readily available, like you have those AIM soldiers on Amazon that have been $30 since pandemic.
Yeah,
and they're good. They're good. They come with a lot of accessories. I think they're great. Like, granted, I would have liked it a little better if it was the same figure rather than 2 different figures. But at the same time, you think about it from a business perspective, it's like, okay, do you think these people are going to double up on what it was that they would normally buy? Wouldn't you know? I bought about 4 of them. So
yeah, I think the one was on.
I'm like, oh yeah, I'll go ahead and do
that. The one that nobody really liked out of the 2, the lesser liked one, I think was the Paladin.
It's the Paladin repaint. Yeah, because everyone likes those AIM soldiers, or they like those because those are the ones that are just a little bit more, as far as just with the look, the aesthetic of it, are just the ones that are just a little bit more well known than the AIM scientist. I think.
Yeah.
Those are at Ross, Burlington, like all those bargain stores for like $7. Like they couldn't give them away. They still sit there collecting dust.
Well, RG be finding all the good stuff at his alleys. He be like, hey, look at all this I found at alleys. And his soft voice and his soft, rich voice. He be like, look at all this they got at alleys.
Okay, that's good to know. There were Z putties. All right.
What was it? RG says, Jay, your Ross sucks. I can never find anything there.
It's true, dude. Most of the Rosses around here, they do suck. Like, at least in Center City, because they're fairly picked through, or they just don't get anything at all. And folks wonder why, like, I like to pay $5 to $10 more for something. It's because I'm in Philly. We don't get anything, and if we do, vultures around here, man. Like, they get up early in the morning. Like, I remember this one time. This was back in 2016 when I was looking for the Juggernaut wave, and I lived right by a Target at the time with my wife, then girlfriend. And I remember walking down, like, before they were even going to open, and just waiting. And wouldn't you know, like, somebody just whooshed past me, and it was this nurse. And she had to have been in her mid to late 40s. And she picked up a good majority of them. And really, of course, all I wanted Deadpool and I wanted Cable. And she was like, oh, well, I already got Deadpool and Cable, but I left you Phoenix. So if you want that, go ahead and get that. Damn, man. Like, who are you? After that, I was like, forget it, man. Forget it. Like, I'm just either going to go straight online, or if somebody has them for $5-10, that's worth my trouble. That's worth my time right there. And not only that, I don't need to see you every day in the toy community. And if I do, hopefully you're under a pseudonym or something like that.
we all have our Target stories as well. Like, when Joe's are like at their like ultimate height for those Target exclusives, I was dumb enough to wake up on New Year's Day to take a ride to Target. New Year's freaking Day. I still don't know why I did it, because I wanted a Viper so bad. And there's like 5 of us in line at Target, and you're like trying to like eyeball people. Like, okay, he's definitely a Hot Wheels guy. They need light bulbs or baby formula, whatever, right? Well, there's this one unassuming looking guy. I thought he was just there to shop. The minute the doors open, homeboy sprints. And I'm talking like an older guy. Like, I thought older than us. He takes off, sprints through the store in a weird diagonal pattern that he must have scoped out ahead of time, because he thought it was the fastest way. And we all get back. Needless to say, the figures aren't even out. They're not even on the peg yet. And the teenage employee, he was like hungover. Shouldn't have drinking as a teenager, but they worked. It's New Year's Day. Goes in the back and gets them. We all get one anyway. And I looked at the guy and I'm like, did you pull any muscles as you ran through or just stretch first? And he's kind of like made a face at me. And I was like, so. But yeah, man, those early morning store hunts can be interesting.
Yeah.
There's no worse than like the story I've told about me getting that 20th anniversary Captain America that was exclusive to Walmart. Man, I was like, shoot. I was like, there's one Walmart that has. I drove straight from work to that Walmart, and it was a ride. So I'm like, all right. I was like, I can't get it right now. My bills got to come first. I was like, I can't get it right now. So I hid it in the light bulb section. Came back that next week. He was still there in the light bulb section. Went up there, paid for it too. Like, bloop. Yep. I feel a little dirty, but I was like, you know what? I got my cat.
Hooker by crook. You know what, though? I have to say this. I'd be remiss if I did not. I still think the most amazing toy hunt story I've ever heard to this day, Mr. Laserpants' mother.
Oh, yeah.
Brian's mom. We won't go through the whole thing. Check out some old school Infinity Equation for that one. But I guess there was a whole big bag of legends at a local Salvation Army. And Laserpants' mom went there first thing in the morning. And I guess her and her husband, his father, were like ready to like fight this guy over the action figures. I can't do the story justice. It's just an amazing story that was shared on a previous IE episode from a couple of years ago. It was great.
Yes.
Somewhere adjacent to this conversation, as far as hunting is concerned, because I know that I've never seen this, well, a particular type of behavior in a store before, and I have no idea how I would react. So I'm going to ask y'all if you've ever seen anything like this, to where you are going down to the toy section and you see somebody with their phone out narrating and talking about what it is that they're seeing. I can only, because of course, like we run into them on Instagram all the time, or Twitter, or whatever, social media. I have no idea how I would react. It's not so much funny. It's just very peculiar. Because
Jay, have you ever watched my channel, Jay? I know the answer to I know the answer to that, but I know you're a busy guy, so I don't take offense. But if you want to see that, come to Allentown, any of the targets, and we'll have a conversation in person while I do it on camera.
I've got to know, like, are there like other people like do they,
It's a thing, yeah.
But like, how do other people react to it though?
Yeah. That's primarily what I do, to be upfront. And I'm not because I'm like, I don't care if people see me doing it. I'm not self-conscious about it. But my big thing when I do it is I don't want to negatively affect somebody else's shopping experience. It's the toy aisle. It's for kids. I know that these are collectibles, but it's a toy aisle. So my policy is I literally kind of do like if you're crossing the street, look both ways twice, get what I need and get out of there. If I sense somebody coming in, I have had people approach me that know me, like from watching my channels or live streams. That's when it's weird. And I don't mind. I would talk to them. But I'm like literally filming and narrating, and like the peripherals, you see somebody staring at you. And it's never a stranger. It's always somebody, when I shut off the camera, they're always like, oh, hey, Tim, Disavowed, what's up, man? Like, I watch your stuff. But I would imagine for the layman person that literally is like, why is this grown man with a gray beard talking about toys in Target? Yeah, if I were the other person, I'd probably grab my kid and leave. Just because if he offers you candy and he drives a white utility van, don't take the van, don't take the candy. We're going to Walmart. We're leaving Target. So
grown men and these dang blasted toys videos.
And I wanted to just tread lightly, because I don't think one way or the other about it. Like I just said, if you were to see it, it's just very peculiar, because people outside of our hobby would have no idea what the hell is going on. Because, of course, I would imagine, because going down any other aisle at the Target, like I've never seen a man or a woman down like the clothing aisle or automotive or anything with their phone out saying, this is what they got today. Yeah, I'm not really out looking for this. Oh, this is pretty cool right here. And it's one thing if like, you're talking to yourself, maybe like muttering under your breath, but like having like the phone out right there and documenting the entire thing. I just find that to be very, very interesting. Now, would I do it? Absolutely not. Like, I'm the type of person to where if I'm going down the toy aisle and there's another dude right there, the first thing I'm thinking is, don't look at me. Right? Exactly. It's like I'm doing something wrong. Just don't look at me. I'm looking at something. Just damn it. I can't go if you're looking. That's exactly what it feels like. I can't go if you're looking, man. I can't do it.
That's where you're like, this is in the sports good aisle. I thought I was looking for boxing gloves. What I have seen though, Jay, which might be a better answer to your question. I've seen people doing essentially what you're saying, but they're not filming a toy video. They're FaceTiming somebody, whether it's their kid. So I've seen a lot of people FaceTime showing what's there on the shelf. Also, funny story to add on what you just said. I had somebody contact me on Instagram a couple days ago. I was in my local Walmart, and I walked through the aisle, and there was a mom with her son, and she's going very meticulously through each wrestling figure on the AEW pick. And I'm like, all right, I'm guessing she's looking for her kid. And then she's on the phone, right? She gets on, not FaceTime, but she's on the phone, just talking. And she's going, no, I don't see any chases here. I don't see any chases. It's all the regular ones, right? So her and I have a conversation because I walk over and I look, and she goes, there's no chases. Don't even look, right? Just a couple days ago, I get an Instagram message from I got a follower on my Instagram. He goes, hey, man, I love your stuff. Just wanted to check in and tell you that I'm the guy whose wife talked to you at Walmart. And this was like a long time. So it was so funny. Like, he just came across my channel, I guess, and was like, dude, my wife recognized you. She said you were nice to talk to. You were, pleasant to our son or whatever. So you get that too. You get wives and girlfriends scoping the toy aisle for their kids or their husbands.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. You know what? I've never, I don't know. I don't never know. It's like I've seen other grown men in the aisles with me. And then like I look at it and they look at me, and I look back at the peg and they look at me and I look at them. Like it was like we just having to look back and forth. Like, are we hunting for the same thing? I don't know. I think the last time I had a conversation was when I messaged you in a group chat. Tim, it was like when I found the tracksuit goons.
Yes.
I was like, the guy came down. He's like, oh man. He's like, man, you a collector? I was like, yeah. I do collect. I got a little channel about it too. Yeah. We talk about these on Friday nights.
It's a Mexican standoff at that point. Is that the right expression? Yeah. Right expression? Okay. Let's make sure I'm blended. Because
it was like, he was real cool about it. He was like, yeah. He's like, yeah, my wife doesn't like me spending money on this. I was like, look, you tell her this. This is what you text time she says something about it. You tell her this. It's either this or you could be out doing something else that gets you in trouble.
Yeah.
I mean, you could be out drinking, you be out doing some drugs or having an affair.
Passed out.
But at least you're at home playing with the little plastic people that you got in your hand. And you ain't got no time for nobody else.
That's that moment where neither one of you wants to make the first move and say that you're there for yourself. We're all thinking it. You're all thinking, okay, if they ask, I'm here for my son, my nephew. I need to buy it for a birthday party for my son's friend. You need that icebreaker. It happens to me a lot. And then once they realize they're in a safe space, it's like a 20-minute conversation about their favorite army builder. It's just that there's a stigma that's not as much as it used to be, but it's still there. But yeah, good luck explaining. Jay, when I tried to explain to my family member your channel, like you can't speak regular English to people about the toy community because they're just like, why? Why would they watch? Why is somebody reviewing a figure? Who watches it? Like 100,000 people on your channel watch it. So like, normies. I like to say normies. Normies don't always get it. It's just those subdivisions of the community that are out there.
Oh yeah, like at my real jobby job, like folks ask me for like my social media handles and whatnot, and I'll say, yeah, it's like I'm on Instagram. It's like, you don't want to follow me there. And they're like, well, why not?
Yeah, right.
And I'm like, because it's just hobby stuff. That's all it really is. It's like we're good. We'll just leave it at Facebook, and it's fine. I'm old, so are you. So we'll leave it at that.
The same exact thing. Dante knows this about me. I got heavily into this hobby when I got out of coaching volleyball. I coached high school varsity volleyball for like 16 years. Just before the pandemic started is when I got out by dumb luck. It hadn't happened yet. I just happened to say it's time to get out, do whatever. And all my friends found my toy Instagram from volleyball, like former players, their parents, I used to play all the time, teammates of mine, and they tried to follow me on Instagram. And I'm like, you really don't want to follow this channel. This isn't what you think it is. Right. Like, unless you want to know how many Juggernaut Wave Wolverines are at Walmart for clearance price, this isn't going to enrich your life at all.
This is kind of, I had the same like things like people like, hey, what's so what do you do for hobbies? I'm like, oh Lord have mercy, here we go. Look, I just collect figures and do 3D printing and have a podcast. Oh, what's your podcast about? It's not something you're interested in about. Like, oh, you collect figures? Like, well, what kind of stuff what kind of figures do you? I'm like, oh my goodness, see, I didn't want to open Pandora's box because I don't.
Oh yeah, it's like that, bro. It's like that with like my regular job too. Like, I won't tell people that I'm an actor for a living. I will not tell them that. I'll say I'm in education is what it is that I do. I work in entertainment. You know, like I just leave it just really vague. So it's like, oh, like entertainment law? Yeah, sort of, yeah.
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
But that's how it happens. I didn't tell Dante about this.
What do you do?
Like my next door neighbor over here, lived next to him for 10 years. And we get along. We're not close, but we get along. He's a cool dude. He collects records and things like that. So we'll help each other out. If I get a delivery, I'll put it in the hallway for him, vice versa, right? So we talked for like an hour the other day about all this heavy life stuff. But then we got into fun stuff. And it somehow came out in the conversation how his boss has all these toys in his office at work. And then it led to, oh, well, he has a podcast. I didn't know that. And then he's like, so I bought all those Simpsons figures because of his podcast. So now I find out my neighbor collects toys. I collect toys. Neither one of us knew this the entire time. And his boss has a podcast I listen to. So not everybody knows, but sometimes it's funny. People you don't think are into the hobby, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. Real quick, we'll see what's going on in chat here because it's been popping. Paul Morales is here. Says, hello, everybody. Man, Beast Boy says, ToyCon New Jersey this Sunday. Be there. I'm selling. My losses, your gains. I will actually try to be at this ToyCon this time. I'll try to make the Sunday one.
What is that? Is that this weekend?
Yeah, this Sunday.
Gotcha.
Oh, the Hershey toy shows this weekend as well. I just remembered that.
Did you go to that last one, Dante?
No, the missus was sick.
So you didn't get that Battletoads figure by Premium DNA? You didn't get that?
No, I didn't. I know. I can feel the sarcasm. Man. I can feel the sarcasm coming through the screen. I can feel it pump me up like Hulkster. Like, no.
So if I admit that I was there and did not buy it, I'm not going to have to
say there you go. There you go.
Like, I was there and I did not get it. I did.
There you go.
I had no need. It was cool. They had a Nintendo slipcase for it.
Yeah.
Well, let's go buy a Nintendo slipcase.
There you go.
No knock on it. I'm glad it exists. Yeah. It's just not my wheelhouse.
Yeah.
Poke87 said, I had a guy sprint past me for Major Blood. When I got back there, they were gone. When I left the store, the guy had bought two and sold me one for what he paid. Well, at least he sold you one. Most people would be like, yeah, man, I ain't selling you nothing. They'd be like, kick rocks. Kick all the rocks in the world.
You know what's a real big about Major Blood now?
What's that?
It's worth less in retail.
That is true.
You remember when that thing dropped?
Yeah.
And everyone was getting on Robo for having it. I'm like, bro, it's like somebody probably gave it to him. It's like, just leave him alone. There was another one on eBay that had to have gone for at least $300.
No.
Because of the FOMO that was going on with that thing.
There was one on eBay that people like literally were like, screw this guy or gal. And they bidded it up to like a couple $1,000s, I think I remember. And nobody was going to pay it. They were going to squelch on it, obviously. But they did it to essentially jam the guy who was trying to scalp it because they realized they just keep bidding up, and then nobody's going to buy it. So
remember
those
that.
are wild times, Jay and Dante. Wild times.
Yes.
When Joes were at the height of the pandemic era.
Oh yeah, and you find now, especially even with some of these older ones like Commander, Destro, Baroness, that came out really like on the cusp of pandemic.
Yep.
They're not worth the freaking plastic that they're molded on now.
Yep.
Nope.
At all.
Man, Beach Boy says, "Happy you're here, Just J." Matt Logic says, "Evening, y'all goons. What's going on?" AZ Toy Hunter says, I just busted some of my stash at the Target the other day. Yeah.
Oh, Jay, do you know that's a thing? People in Target, they flip up the panels on the ground, like the shelf on the ground,
and there's like your stuff down there. Yeah.
That's one of my most satisfactory nerd moments. Get the most satisfaction when I don't do that often. Again, kids, I'm worried. A kid sees that, they can lose a finger or a hand. But if you're there on a slow day, like a Tuesday at 7:30, and you flip a couple of those things, it feels so good to find just a treasure trove of stuff that you then put right back on the shelf and walk away. I actually...
You won't get this today.
I should not say this because I'll get like shanked in a Target aisle. I started leaving notes. I would carry Post-its, and I'd write on the Post-it, "Hey, sorry, ... and I'd slap it on the floor where the figures were. and now I said that, and like there's probably 7 or 8 people out there that are going to look for me to like, one of these things. But yeah, I leave a little note. "Sorry, guys, found your stash. Enjoy your day."
Oh man!
I put your 25 boxes of Topps baseball cards back on the shelf.
Let's see what else we got here. Omega said, "I sold 2 beachheads inside Target one time. The dude wanted it badly." That's some FOMO there. RG says, "When I do it, no one's in the aisle." AZ says, "I wait till people leave the aisle." Robert says, "The Hot Wheels people are the worst to the toy department workers. These people pretty much tackle each other over Hot Wheels." That is true.
Yeah.
Jason says, "A few times I do hunt, the aisles are usually to myself." Man Beast Boy says, "I'm in NYC. There's always someone around. Plus my camera's busted."
Yeah.
This is for Tim. My buddy Josh said they got his picture up in the office.
Yo, my buddy almost got... Okay, sorry, all the side. So they were like, my buddy Six Packs Knickknacks in the chat. He got into toy hunting pretty hard. I kind of like pushed the hobby onto him, and he loved it. So all my friends now like actively look to see what's there. And we were out the one day for Black Friday shopping. So we were there the whole day. Now it's like later in the evening. It's cleared out. And my one buddy with us had a couple drinks. Let's just say that. A couple drinks in him. And he's running around. And he's flipping like every single shelf. And I don't know he's doing it. I'm just hearing the clangs of them going back down. So we find an Iron Man Marvel Legend from Iron Man 2 stuck to the floor. Stuck to the floor. So I rip it up. I take it to the front of the store. I'm going to try to buy it. I get up there. There's like 4 security guards. And they're literally all stationed like in different angles, staring at my buddy. And like they saw him on camera, and they were like, "This idiot's doing something nuts." So they like kept an eye on him till he left. It was pretty nuts. So there might be those like a post office, those most wanted things behind the Target register, and we just can't see them.
Oh my goodness, I can't deal with you.
You got me really curious now. Which figure was it?
There were 2. There was the War Machine, and I can't remember specifically if they're alternate heads. There was a War Machine, and there was an Iron Man. Because the Iron Man, when I ripped it off the floor, the back of it, the card tore off.
Because like there was the War Machine, and then there was the Mark 6, there was the Mark 5, which was a little skinny. They were all a little skinny and small back then.
I was going to say this one, the proportions weren't great, but I think that was a lot of them then.
And then there was the Mark 4 on those ones. That was that was like all the way back 2010. That was a great year. That was a great year for toys.
Yo, that's when I got all those Ultrons for cheap, dirt cheap. Because if Ultron was in that wave too, dude was selling them for like, I think like $8, and he had like 6 of them. I was like, yo, I'll take all 6. Just give them here. Jason says it has to be a TikTok generation with filming stuff at stores like that. AZ says you have people doing TikTok videos in Target and Walmart, so it's not out of the norm anymore.
I mean, but the thing is that I find it less peculiar when somebody is doing a TikTok video, say like if they're doing like a dance or something like that. I'm like, oh, I get it. Yeah, that's a thing. Whereas somebody with a phone going up to the toy aisle, to your basic layperson, they would not think that that's a thing.
I think it's a good question. What do the employees think? Because it's more likely for an employee to probably see that. Like, I know they
don't care. They don't, like, as long as you ain't bothering them, they don't care. They're like, yo, as long as he ain't asking me 20 questions about if it's in the back, I don't care. Like, let him do whatever he wants.
I don't do that.
He's run out of the store of product, we're good.
Yeah.
I do not do that. Having worked at Target myself, I don't do that. I actually do not approach the employees and say, hey, do you think you can go to the back and like check if I was the back. That's exactly what it is that I unloaded trailers and I did flow. I'm like, I'm not going back there, man.
Exactly.
Like, if it's not out here, there's a reason why it's not out here. And I will get in trouble if these things are dated and I come back and I give this thing to you right now.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lose my friggin' $8 an hour to help you out with a figure right now.
Right. The only time I will ask if I type in the DPCI number and the little scam things, and it says like 20 in the back, but there's none out there. I'm like, can you just go? And I asked them nicely, like, look, it says when I scanned it, it said this. You had this many. You know, is it possible that there may still be some in the back that haven't been put out by chance? They'll go and check, and they'll be like, and they was like, no. I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. I'm not going to fight you over it. No's the answer. I don't work back there. I could probably go back there if I had a red shirt and khakis on. But
people do that. I'm just going to leave it at that. I feel like that was a really bad precedent for them to start. I don't know when people started asking like how long that's been a thing, especially with like toys and collectibles. Like, I feel they should have had a company-wide policy. Like Walmart, you don't do that stuff. Nobody at Walmart, for the most part, goes up and says, hi, I have the DPCI, UPCI number in the finger. Can you please go in the back and find it? Like, because Walmart's just going to laugh at you and walk away. So
exactly. Walmart the employees will just not listen to you. They're like, whatever, I don't care. Like, literally, they don't care. I worked at Walmart and I worked at Target. Walmart, we didn't care. We just did not care. Like, look, man, I got to work at Walmart. That's bad enough. I don't want to hear whatever you're asking for. If it ain't on shelf, it ain't here. I'm not going back to look for it. If you ever seen a Walmart back room, woo, you ain't finding nothing back there. I don't even know how they find stuff that you put out on the shelves back there.
The same with Target during the holidays, bro. Forget about it.
Goodness, yeah.
Forget about it, man. It's a mess back there. Like, man. I remember, like, they used to make me clock out a flow and clock in to another position so that I wouldn't go overtime, work in, just to get everything organized in the back.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, sorry. RG said, I've seen a wife FaceTime her husband and her showing what's on the pegs, and you can hear the bickering of him saying, that's not what I need. Six Pack says, hide the shame under the shelf. Happy says, truth. I still meet people and have friends / family that don't get the hobby and are dumbfounded when I show them toy tubers and / collectors content. Jason says, either buy toys or develop a gambling or some problem or something. That is true. AZ said he could just order for pickup to make it easy. Dom says, made it on RG time. Yeah, Dom. Hey, what's going on, Dom? I know you're traveling and everything. He says, made it on RG time. Just got back to the hotel from work dinner in Atlanta. Brian King says, what's up, everybody? Matthew is here. What's going on, Matthew? He says, oh, I know these handsome gentlemen. Cue the Leo pointing at TV meme. I'll do it for you, Matthew. Yeah, I know those guys. He was in that show. What's that show? Oh, that cornball show, The Infinity Equation. Yeah, I remember that. Let's see. Dom says, on my last trip, I told my boss about my figure collecting. Now she keeps telling everyone I collect toys. Doesn't give the context. I'm glad I don't have that issue, thank goodness. Mm-hmm. But it does get brought up when we get new people. my boss was like, "Hey, yeah, so Dante, he has all these cool shirts, and then he has he has a cool podcast." I'm like, "Oh my goodness!" I like, my boss is great. I was like, "But could you not tell everybody in the world?" Nah, my boss is awesome. Like, he's super awesome. But I was like, yeah, it's just like, oh, really? We gonna spotlight me? Okay. Yeah, I do a little dabbling or something on the side. That's about it. Don't worry about it. 8 Big Bone says the worst response is, "Oh, my kid really likes that stuff."
Dude, that happened to me. I sold something on eBay like 5 years ago ish, and it was a local guy. And I said, "Oh, hey, I'll meet up, whatever. I'll run it up, kick money back to you, whatever." So I went and met up with the guy, and I'm thinking like, "Oh, this guy's gonna be so pumped to get this, you know." And I'm expecting this whole conversation about the figure. And I hand it to him in his truck, and he's like, "Thanks, my son's pumped." And I was just instantly just deflated. Not quite as deflated when Jay made the comment of the toy hunting, but very deflated nonetheless. I'm kidding. Nonetheless, no, but the ego took a hit there. I was like, and it's for your kid. And I'm a grown man. I have no masculinity left.
No, you should be happy. Like, look, I made somebody's child happy that day. That's fine. At least that kid is gonna grow up to be something like me and make somebody else's child happy.
But
so in turn, without breaking the generational break, there's no generational break in there. Like, yeah, he's gonna grow up.
But because I am who I am, my thought was, "Oh, great, that kid's gonna destroy that toy." I couldn't even be happy for the kid. I couldn't be happy for him.
You know what? It's weird. It's weird like that because my friends, he has 2 kids and they play with toys. The youngest one's kind of a little bit rough, but the oldest one is like, yo, he takes care of his toys because he sees his dad taking care of his turtles, like the way he takes care of turtles. Like, I think that's the reason why. So the dad may take care of whatever hobby he has, and the kid may take care of the toys too. So you can't think of it depending on how old the kid is too. That's the other thing.
And any kid that's, honestly, all kidding aside, any kid who's actually playing with action figures, good on them. They're not just playing video games 12 hours a day. Like, hands-on stuff, use your imagination. Video games are great, but as kids can't just be staring at an iPad constantly. Like, use the imagination a little bit, get hands-on, something, you know?
Yeah, speaking of which, that actually reminds me, because I was just down in Texas about a week back, and I gave my nephew my Pale figure, which I thought it was like, this is one of the greatest figures of the year, man. This is so good. Animal Wars and Kingdom, rock on, bro. And I gave my Pale figure to my nephew, and he looked at it, for maybe 10 minutes, and he watched a little bit of the video just to get some pose inspiration, put it down, proceeded to get on his iPad the rest of the day.
That's how it is.
Yeah. That's how it is.
Yeah.
And I get it. I mean, there was a period of my life to where I was glued 24/7 to the Super Nintendo when Street Fighter 2 came out. You were not going to get me out of my room at all. Like, I was just going to play that thing with my best friends the entire summer and not do anything else.
Yeah, that's true. That is very true.
So Jay, I have to. Nobody said it yet. So with your background and in your as you called it, your regular job, can you guess the quote, or what? Do you remember what this quote is from? Texas, man, Texas.
Yeah, that's from The Outsiders.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, but I didn't want to interrupt, so I put it in the chat real quick in case anybody else. Yeah, man, Texas. As soon as he said that, I'm like,
it's like Matt Dillon, dude. I freaking love Texas, man.
He's so great in that movie. We got to do it, man. We got to do it for Johnny.
Johnny. We do it for Johnny, man.
So good.
Jay, Bart asks, what is on your toy cam?
Oh, we have got here. Let me put some light on this end. That one died. We have got veteran William from Maestro Union / Foray. How do you say it? Is it Foray?
Foray or Foray? Something.
I just like saying Foray.
Something
Foray Planet, man. This right here, I would say, is probably top 3 of the year right now, possibly even number 1. Like, I know that I was really hip on Jada Toys' Ryu being number 1. I don't know, man. this is probably one of the end all be all werewolves that I've ever owned, man. This thing is terrific. Yeah.
I don't know. Can he beat Baki though? Baki can stand on his toe hinges.
That's how strong those are. That's crazy.
Yes. Look, I'm telling you, Baki. Look right here, Baki. For right. Come on.
It actually makes me wish that I was more of a Baki the Grappler fan, because that looks like a really neat figure.
It is, like, everybody's like talks about his calf muscles up here.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's always been drawn just like so stylized. It makes total sense. Right.
But this, yes, when I seen Darius with his, I was a little bit jealous. I was mad. I was like, "Where's my Baki?" I was like, "Damn you, Darius!" And I was mad. Storm Collectibles not Darius. I was like, "Darius, where's my Baki?" I want my Baki too. So and he finally came. I was like, "Yo!" Like unexpectedly, I was like, "Ooh, Baki's in the house. Now I have something to play with." What is going on, Ted? How you doing? Ted Darklaw in the house says, "Hello, friends." Ted, I forgot to. I'll hit you up after PowerCon about what you said on Wednesday. We'll talk then. I didn't want to hit you up during this week and bother you. Justin's here. Collects is here, hanging with us. Yeah. NYC Figure Fanatic says Jay sold me on the werewolves. Had to order one.
Yeah, it's a great figure, man.
Yeah,
it's a really great figure.
Really, Robert? Like, why do you have so much hate? He says Jada Toy sucks until I get my Sakura figure. Also, my over Baki. He is waiting for a Sakura from Jada Toy. Like, Dad, they just started. Let them flesh it out a little bit. Like,
takes time.
Saying this ain't Soda Toys. Just like, hey, we giving you everything right here, palm in your hand. Lord have mercy.
So, Jay, I got a question for you. That's okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, kind of a two-parter, I guess. Well, I've watched your reviews for quite a while. I love your channel. I recently watched your video figures of the year so far. But in that vein, my question is: first of all, what if you remember, because you've done a lot of videos, do you remember the first ever action figure you literally filmed your first review for? And then second part of the question would be, I know what a lot of your favorite figures are, like Black Suit Spider-Man, so on and so forth. What is the most fun review you remember ever doing? What was that figure?
Yeah, the first one that I did was, and I still have it, just so I can remind myself how much it sucked, was the knockoff X-Force Deadpool. And I did that back in 2017 or something like that, right before Thanksgiving. And it was weird in that I did that entire video in one take, thinking how difficult could this actually be? Doing a review for a toy. It seems like the simplest thing in the world. It really isn't. So I give it up to people like Darius, like The Amazing, for being able to do a toy video in one take, without slipping a word, without, dropping the figure, without doing anything, or without doing anything really that's just, really just going to mess up your video. So I did that, and it was actually very difficult. And I told myself that I was never going to do it like that ever again, and that I had to, relearn how to edit. So yeah, that was the first one. And then I would say that probably the figure that I probably had the most fun doing a video for, oh no, I would say it's probably a tie. I would say the first one would probably be doing the reveal for that Black Suit Spider-Man. And it sucks because I look at that video now, I'm like, man, these poses could have been so much better. But at the time, I was like, this, I was thinking this is a great video. I'm breaking out the builders for this. This is just terrific. And then after that, I would say probably the Mafex Black Suit Spider. I'm a little biased in that. The Mafex Black Suit Spider-Man, in that, I had really started to sharpen my posing skills, just, studying my The Amazing and studying, all those other folks, and just trying to, get the best silhouettes that I could. And then not only that, just like having such an array of builders that I can use now, like I have my Valaverse stuff, I have the Gene Stealers, I have, every, single like Marvel Legend builder that you can think of, the Hydra Troopers, the, the brutes, the all sorts of stuff. Like I have that at my disposal now. So being able to use all of that, and put that into one single video, like that was a lot of fun. It was a lot of work, but at the same time, it was a lot of fun. And being able to put that together, and that's really when I have the most fun, is when I'm editing right over here and I start to put it all together. Sometimes that's even more fun than just playing with the figure itself and just seeing something come together and seeing something that is not only informative, but something that is entertaining as well. Because I think there's a reason why I don't watch a lot of content anymore, because either I'm in it for one or two things. I just need to get the bare facts of something, and I'll find myself just skipping around. I'm like, all right, I'm tired of listening to you speak. Sometimes I get tired of myself speaking, which is why I will put a segment in my videos where I don't talk at all. Just look at the figure, look at the pretty figure. That's all you need to do. So I'll find myself just like skipping around. And for me, like that's the treat right there. And where I don't have to listen to my own voice, I just see the toy. That's it, because that's what I think should be the star of any given video. It's not you, unless, you're a personality and you're trying to sell yourself. It's the toy. The toy is what it is that everyone, wants. The toy is the star of the show. The toy is what everyone came here to see, essentially, whether it's a new one, whether it's an old one, whatever. People want to get the information about the toy.
Real quick follow-up there on that, too. It's funny. That's why, well, anyway, it's something else. I wanted to follow up on that. First of all, to piggyback what you said, you mentioned the music in your videos. That is one of the things I love the most, not because you weren't talking, but because I'd watch your videos, your reviews, and the music in your videos is just always, it's almost, I would say almost iconic. Like when I think of, I hear that song, I think of you. I'm watching your video, I think of that song. But I go back to an interview. It might have been on Infinity Equation. I don't know. You talked about scripting for your toy videos a little bit. I can't recall if it was something you said you used to do or sometimes do. But that influenced me because the first time I did a top 10 video, I scripted the whole freaking thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm obviously not an actor. So for me, reading a script, it's kind of easier for me to kind of riff. But it was funny that you influenced me to give that a shot. I just wanted to ask you, do you still do scripting for your videos?
I still script. It makes my job that much easier if I script, or if I just come up with a nice loose timeline of things that I want to talk about. Sometimes I will go a little extemporaneous, but I will find that I will use a lot of speech crutches, a lot of ums, a lot of ahs will come in. And of course, that's just natural. That's what it is that's going to come out of your mouth at any given moment. But you find that everybody's a critic. Absolutely everybody's a critic on YouTube, and they will get you for the littlest thing, whether, your fingernails are a millimeter too long, whether, the shirt that you're wearing is a little too loud, like any little thing they will bring up, which is why I don't wear gloves for my arthritis anymore. I don't do it. I just double up on my medication.
Oh man,
and I do
God
a video.
forbid you mispronounce something, by the way.
Or if you mispronounce something, or if you call something by the wrong name, and you can correct yourself, and you will still get corrected anywhere between 20 to 50 times. And I BS you not. Like a Power Rangers video, like I accidentally said, it was from Lost Galaxy when it should have been from Dino Thunder. It was an honest mistake that I made, but half of my comments were just a correction. That's all it was. So now I find it imperative that I script. I find it imperative that I don't wear anything just like on my wrists, on my hands. It is imperative that I keep my fingernails cut and clean, so that or that the first thing that I do is tell people where I got this figure. In plain black and white, I will tell you where I got this, so you can shut up and just watch the video right now. And I know it has happened where I will, in black and white, say, I got this at CMD store. And somebody will say, what is CMD store? And they'll say, what is it's cmdstore.com. Well, what is it? It's cmdstore.com. Okay, fair enough. What do you mean fair enough, man? I just told you where it was. So you can't win for losing when it comes to putting up any type of content. So long story short, that's why I script now, to make sure that everything is going to plan, going to order, and that no one is going to give me any crap for a little mistake, because they will. And of course, it's something that should really just not bother me. But when you put in anywhere between 6 to 8 to 12 hours on a video, the last thing that you want to hear is that one mistake that took a second out of the 15 to 20 minutes that you painstakingly edited together. Yeah. So yeah.
Thank you
you got my around the world and back answer.
Thank you for the store thing, because I just dabble for fun with reviews. And that is something I also try to do, probably from watching yours and other people's videos, because then I've already got people say to me, like, I went to my Target and this wasn't there. And it's like, well, no, I told you I got it at CMD store, or I picked it up, a friend, whatever, loaned it to me. Like, it's something where you're right. The minute you do the smallest thing incorrect, you're going to have people, and obviously for you being such a widely followed individual on social media, I might get like 2 comments because I'm only getting 1,000 views. You're getting umpteen thousands of views, which means that many more people are going to be trying to be, aha, I know more than you. Aha. I know more than you. Aha. Well,
and it sucks because like when you're super objective, and really like that's what it is that because I don't necessarily call my videos reviews. They're just videos. That's it. You know, it's something that I do for fun, you know, and it's something that I hope is fun to watch. But at the same time, my objective is to help you out, you know, whether it be, you know, an inspiration for a pose, whether it's, you know, just information on where I got this, anything when it comes to sculpt, when it comes to paint, just like little things just to be wary of. It's like, oh yeah, like when I saw it, you know, this was wrong with it. So, you know, this is something that you may want to take into account, or, you know, is this something, you know, that you're going to find a problem, you know, when it comes to sizing, just things like that. You know, my objective is to help you out. So when I'm called out on like a little, like a small mundane mistake, it's a total freaking buzzkill, man. It's a total buzzkill. You know, and it's one of the reasons why, like, I just don't post as regularly as I do anymore. Because, granted, while I know that a lot of people enjoy, you know, what it is that content makers put out, it's that really vocal minority that makes it just so displeasurable, you know. And I know that may come off as, you know, whiny, and it may come off as, you know, elitist, but at the same time, it's like my life is really short, man. Like, I'll give myself maybe like 25 more years on this earth, depending on what our weather system is going to be like, or whether or not, you know, I'm going to drink myself to death with Diet Coke. You know, it's like my life is too short, man, to sit in front of my computer for 12 hours for you to, with a fine-tooth comb, find what I did wrong on a video. So now it's like, to me, it's like, it's just not worth it.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Dante. I'm sorry I've been monopolizing the conversation, sir. I have a lot of questions for this guy. Sorry.
Okay. Futurix 97 says, exactly, toys are what people are tuning in. A lot of people are losing that sight. Matthew, I'm not gonna try to pronounce your last name. I do apologize. True J, videos are awesome. I end looking for some of those beats, the Street Fighter beats, for example. Stratton says, thanks for all the reviews. Omega says, hire a ham how to pose your figures during reviews. Oh my goodness. And Dom says, Tim buys all the US stock of hand ninjas. And he says, I find it weird when people get mad at reviewers for not getting mad about something with a figure.
And that's just it. Like, me and Darius go back and forth with each other about that all the time. It's like, look, it's something that it didn't really bother me. And it's all about preference, you know. Usually when it comes to any given video, I think with any content creator, it's going to be about preference, whether they liked something or whether they didn't like something. And if something personally doesn't bother me, it just doesn't bother me. And I'll even put the proviso on my video and say, you know what? This might bother you. This may very well bother you, but I'm telling you right now, it doesn't really bother me. You know, like I'll try and give myself that out sometimes in the wording, which is why, again, Tim, why I script.
All right. So we got a couple of things to go over here in the toy news world. Some things have popped up here. We'll go into the first one. Dr. Jones, Mezco, Indiana Jones, Raiders of the Lost Ark. I was on with Unboxing Art on Wednesday, and he said he looks like Chris Pratt. I didn't know what to say after that point. Like, yo, like, I don't know what to say.
Dante, I think it was Nasty Nate put a post on his Instagram yesterday or last couple days from the figure booth. Him and Josh always killing it. They're on a break right now, but I think Nate made a post of the figure, and people were complaining the pants looked too baggy, and it was literally a shot of Harrison Ford.
I saw that post,
in the outfit,
yeah,
and it was identical. It was so cool to see. I'm like, good for you, man. That's cool.
Like, to me, that's the least of my worries right now of all things on this. Like, hey, his pants are too baggy. He's not supposed to have MC Hammer pants. Oh, yeah. Like, yo, like that's him. That's Dr. Jones.
Dr. Jones.
It's just weird. Some of the facial expressions are weird on this one. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Like, these two are just kind of like, but they get a good set of hands. And I was watching Yimbo reviews and Matthew this morning, and they were asking if the whips were posable. But on here it says 2 posed whips and satchel. So if anybody knows if these whips are supposed to be posable, please let me know.
Back to our conversation earlier about what normal people wouldn't get. Imagine that taken out of context, Dante. He has whips in his satchel. People wouldn't get it.
Yeah. Oh, good Lord. I think he's here to do any of that. But he does come with a torch, 4 darts that fit in the torch, a revolver, a sack, and cobweb with spiders. And he comes with the golden idol statue and the golden idol polystone pedestal. I couldn't do it for 130. I had to pass. I like Indiana Jones, but I just could not do it. This is not for me. Did either of you guys going on it?
On the indie? I did not.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to keep it with Hasbro on this one.
I was saying the same thing as myself, because I was talking to a buddy of mine today. He was saying, I'm just like, I was explaining to him, like, yo, Hasbro does have the same indie almost with the pedestal and the statue. It's just like, I don't, for a little cheaper price, but I can't do this one. It's a little bit up there.
Yeah.
On price
like, I think like $25 like indie. I don't think I like indie $120 is the thing.
I agree. That's a great one. And honestly, with that extra money, I'm picking and choosing. I think I have 4 right now of the Adventure series, and I have yet to even finish a wave to build the artifact. So personally, that's one where sometimes people like to go for quality over quantity. I might be more quantity over quality, go for those cheaper Hasbro figures, but actually build out the different I just said it. What's the word? What's the word?
The pedestal.
Yeah, like the build a figure, the piece. Yeah. So invest that instead of spending 120 on one, buy out the rest of that wave and actually have, my art. There's the word, the artifact. Have the artifact right there on my shelf with it. Yeah.
I mean, for me, I don't know how much you're gonna get out of Indy. That's the thing. And I think we talked about this before. How much more are you going to get out of Indiana Jones? Really? Honestly, like, how much more is it going? Like, how many more figures you going to put out after this last set is coming out? You got his father. You got I think who else? The
Knight. The Knight looks cool.
The Knight does look cool. I will pick that one up. That one looks really cool.
One, even though it's the same guy, he did have 2 brothers. So
And the thing is, when I saw the Grail Knight, I totally smacked my head and I said, "That is brilliant." I didn't even think of it. Like, I did not even think of the Grail Knight at all.
So since we're on, no, the hat's not removable. Oh yeah, you know what? Actually, Bart, the hat might be removable on this one, so you can get that. Bart, that's all for you. You wanted Indiana Jones without a hat that you can take off that he can hold and bunch up or lose somewhere and then come back and get it. That's for you, Bart. Here you go, Bart. That is your Dr. Jones for you. That's your Dr. Jones. So sticking with Indy on Hasbro, yes, they did announce the Henry Jones Sr., the Grail Knight, Dr. Elsa, and then from Dollar Destiny, Dr. Jurgen Voller, and Ronaldo from, I think he's from Dollar Destiny as well.
That Sean Connery surprised me because I was really curious if they'd be able to invest enough money or wanted to invest the money for his likeness for a figure.
Right.
So that one, I'll be getting that one because there's so many Sean Connery characters and Cards on the Table. My girlfriend never saw any Indiana Jones, so we've been watching them on a weekly basis. We just watched the third one the other night. We just watched, and she wasn't as big on the third one, but it reminded me how much I dug Sean Connery in that movie. Like seeing basically James Bond in the Indiana Jones franchise, I'm like, I forgot how much I love this.
Yeah, I mean, he does look good. I probably will get him. But like I said, like after these, like who's next? Who else can they really dip out of the line?
Yeah,
that's it.
I mean, well, you need the villain from Temple of Doom.
Yeah,
he's coming out. I think they did announce him, didn't they?
I thought I heard he was canceled.
Was
and
he?
I don't know if there was any issues there with that, like the way that the character is depicted. But I thought I read online somebody said it was shown as a pipeline, whatever you want to call it, and that they were pulling back on it. But to your point, Dante, as much as I enjoy watching Indiana Jones right now, I feel like it's very much a seasonal brand like Ghostbusters. Like when there's a movie out,
yeah,
we have a short window to pump these things out because it's not going to be something that's as much in the zeitgeist of the public when there's not a movie currently coming out.
We'll see how it does this week because it was getting bombed in reviews before.
Really?
Even,
yeah,
they were just
Man, it seems like that's been like this. That's been the status quo for a lot of stuff, and like even movies that I thought weren't going to do much business actually ended up doing a lot of business. Like I'll admit, even for myself, like when I saw the trailer for Dungeons and Dragons, I was like, no, look, they've tried this. Like we all saw the Marlon Wayans joint, didn't do well.
Exactly.
But then I saw this one, I was like, wow, like that was surprisingly good. Like that was like I would watch that again. That was really, really entertaining.
You know what? I'll give you that. It was.
Sorry, Dante.
No, I was going to say, like, I did enjoy it. Like, me and my wife watched it, and I was like, this was a pretty decent movie. If it felt longer than what it should have been, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't like, how can I put it? Like the flat, like, so no, I shouldn't say flat. It's like Across the Spider-Verse. Like Spider-Verse it was a good movie, but it did feel long.
Just a smidge. Yeah. I'll agree with that. I'll agree with that.
The ending, it was like the ending part felt like really rushed. It was like we don't know where to kind of go with this. So it wasn't bad, but I enjoyed both movies. I won't bring up the Flash anymore because it is what it is with that movie. Sorry, go ahead.
What were your thoughts on Crystal Skull? Did you for Indy, the fourth one?
It shouldn't have been made. That's all I can say. It shouldn't have been made. It should not have been made. That's not the Indy we wanted. I don't understand like where you come out of nowhere with aliens. Like that's not the Indiana Jones we grew up with. Like he was looking for artifacts, real like not a spaceship of technological advance. Like because if that was happening, then I just can't. I can't. Even with this Dollar Destiny, I did watch a review of it, and this is even taking it a little bit further than what it should be. I won't spoil it for people, but even this is kind of like reaching a little bit too.
I'm going to see it next Saturday. My buddy Pat wants to go see it with Melissa and I, so I'm holding off. I'm going to try to avoid spoilers. But yeah, I would agree there. Now, I guess I'm assuming the main reason that the fourth one was made was to try to pass the franchise off to Shia LaBeouf. So I'm guessing that's why it was made. Now, without spoilers, Dante, after seeing this one, do you feel that's the main reason this one was made? Was it give a proper goodbye to Indy, but also bring
no.
More?
Nope. I don't want to spoil it. You gotta go watch it, and you'll understand why I say nope.
He chose poorly.
Poorly, exactly. That's what DC. That's what Warner Bros. Did when they put out the Flash.
I actually haven't seen it yet, and now that's one that I was wrong about. I haven't seen it, but then again, the word of mouth coming from it is really disappointing. It's really, really disappointing. So that just goes to show, like, dude, like I thought the Super Mario Bros. Movie was gonna bomb, or at least just not do well, and that ended up being really so. Like all of my predictions were just completely wrong. So in my mind, I was like, despite what it is that Ezra Miller has been going through, I was actually expecting the Flash to do very well, and I was completely wrong on that.
So. Yeah. With that, Super Mario Brothers was like I thought it was too. I was like, okay, it's Chris Pratt, whatever. This is not going to be great. I'm like, it's going to be trash, whatever. And I thoroughly enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed Super Mario Brothers. It was a very well done movie. It was a Mario movie, like it was supposed to be. It was Mario Brothers.
It was fun. That's the way I can put it. It was fun. Yeah, so it was enjoyable.
Now, Flash, well, that was just look.
When you have to really look for the words, man.
It's entertaining for your Michael Keaton, Sasha Cal, and I guess the other characters that are there. Ben Affleck, but like, it's just like, other than that, like, you're not really. Flashpoint was done better as an animated movie than it was a live action movie.
Well, yeah, I find that to be the majority with a good portion of those DC films. Like Green Lantern's First Flight, that was terrific.
Yeah. That was
really
excellent.
Good. And I thought to myself, I was like, if you just took this screenplay word for word and just made it in live action, it'd do very well.
Yeah.
So yeah.
The
same with the Wonder Woman movie as well. I thought that one was very good. Well, granted, like what the angle that they took with it as far as WW1, I thought was very awesome. But so, even if they took the screenplay from the DC animated film, it still would have been just as good, in my opinion, because the cartoon was just the animated film. I don't want to minimize it. Was very good.
Oh yeah, the DC's animated films really have not been bad.
Yeah, except for the Killing Joke.
Yes, that one. Yeah, that took a left turn that I did not see coming.
Like the thing is, like they could have like put that in front of like if they just wanted to make that a short, it would have been terrific. Like everything aside from that subplot that they put into that film was good. Aside from, I have no idea why they felt it necessary to put that in. All it did was just cheapen the entire experience.
Exactly. Even like Hush was good.
Yeah.
But that turn, like if they would have kept the full on story of Hush, I think it would have been fine. With that, with the other turn that they had, if you haven't seen it by now, I'm sorry, I'm going to just say it. Riddler being like the bad guy at the end and being Hush didn't make any sense to me.
No.
Ryan had a good point with Mario, Laser Pants. Just basically saying Mario was fun and it was a wholesome movie. Like,
yeah, it was.
Kids, you're just going to go and have fun, enjoy it. Just like a video game. You play it. It was fun, and that. As far as the Flash goes, we had a pretty lively discussion with Chris the other week, so I won't rehash all that. I played the role, Jay, of the, I guess, defender of that movie at the time. I'm not going to do that now because there's no need to. I'll just say for another opinion, taking all the real life problems out of it regarding whatever's going on there. Okay, I enjoyed it. I'm not a big DC fan. I did see the animated version, which is far superior than this, but I enjoyed the movie and I walked out being happy I saw it.
Nice.
Yeah, so I thought there were there were definitely points that Dante brought up. There were 110% true, shoddy CGI. There are people who were living, but yet were made into CGI, which made no sense without spoilers. But there's a lot of stuff there. But as far as a movie-going summer experience, and I paid the matinee price, I enjoyed it. So
nice.
So there's somewhat of a.
See, that's what I said. It's a matinee movie. You don't pay full price for that. I got to see it free, but yo, I was not paying. You don't pay a full price for that.
And I think about it from and granted, this is coming from someone who hasn't seen it yet. When you compare it to the rest of DC's offerings so far, we'll say Wonder Woman aside, the first one, it doesn't have too steep of a cliff to fall off of, I would think. So just for myself, if it's better than say like Batman v Superman, the first Suicide Squad, I'll probably be somewhat satisfied with it, I would think.
Well, you're right. There's a low bar. Like,
yeah,
I know people will say, and maybe rightfully so, that the MCU isn't what it was. I get that.
Yeah, I get that too.
They have a higher bar to meet because people have higher. Oh, you can do better because you have. Whereas with this, I went in not expecting much. So that might be part of the reason as well why I did enjoy it, because I had no expectations for it. I was like, you know what? If this is bad, I'll shred this mother effer on the Infinity Equation podcast.
Real quick here, Damien says Super Mario was fun time. Mobile Recluse says Tetris was refreshing. Matthew says Green Lantern anime series is such an underrated show. It was. It really was. I took it for granted when it was on, and now I'm sad that it's off air. Ted says, got to run, friends. Don't hit me up whenever. All right, see you, Ted. Have a good night. I'll definitely hit you up. Scripture Nerd says, Dark Knight Returns animated was great. That one blew me away.
It's good, even without just the consistent voiceover that Frank Miller had put into the graphic novel. It still worked. I know that was a big note from a lot of fans, and I get it. But there's only so much that you can put into essentially something that was it was 3 hours of animation when you put together both parts of that particular series. So I can get why they didn't put the consistent voiceover in there, but it was good. I liked it. And this is because I'm a very big Frank Miller fan, especially when it comes to The Dark Knight.
Completely agree. Yeah. Dante won't like this part. That's why I bought that entire wave of McFarlane toys, not because they're necessarily great figures. I love that storyline so much. And I have to say this as well. I'm not going to get too real worldy here. We're here for a distraction, blah, blah, blah. With that said, I rewatched both of them probably 8 months ago or so. It would have been right around when the Ukraine stuff started. And it hits a lot different when you're watching those different nuclear weapons parts with the president, Reagan, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, this is a great cartoon and a movie and story. And then I'm thinking whoa, where we're at in the state of the world right now, this hits me much differently than it did the first time I watched it. So for it's worth, it might be worth a rewatch because you're going to feel much differently, I feel like, if you are somebody who pays attention to current events, the news, so on and so forth. So I'll leave the real world stuff at that, but that's what I felt.
No, yeah.
Matthew says animated returns is awesome with RoboCop voice. Yes, please.
Yeah, Peter Weller. That's great.
Yeah.
Yes, he was. Grace says Jay classing up the show tonight. The Weekend Gamer says, Jay, don't let Dante take your view of the Flash before you see it. It ain't as bad as Dante's using it to be. Yeah, hey. Look, now, I like DCU. There's a lot of people who hate on DC Like people, there's true haters of like they like this is crap. Don't know why anybody compares it. Like this is nothing with Mark. I like Man of Steel. I enjoyed Batman versus Superman. I enjoyed Justice League, both of them. I enjoyed Suicide Squad, both of them. So that's just me. Flash, and I think Flash and Shazam are on the low end of DCU. Aquaman's like hovering in between. First Wonder Woman was good. Second one, Wonder Woman was. I was building a bookcase during that time, and I just didn't like. I had like little interest in it. It was okay. It wasn't great. It was okay. Greg said, I saw someone ranking the DC EU, and they put Flash only outclassed by Man of Steel and Wonder Woman. See, something's wrong. Something's wrong. You know, Flash ain't outclassed. Okay, you know what? Chad says, yo, what's up, everybody? He says, my brother J Hernandez. Greg says, Dark Knight Returns, great story, horrible art style. Greg. Stop.
Well, I mean, the thing is that that's the one thing I don't like about the DC animated films is that they all kind of go along with that same style, as it were. Like, I was expecting Gotham by Gaslight to be incredibly dark, sepia-toned, and gritty, and it's not. It's basically just the same animation style as the rest of their stuff, just in the Victorian era. That's it. That's the one thing that I find disappointing these days about a lot of the animated flicks, because you would hope that they would all somewhat take on the tone of the art that was provided for the stories, you know. But you know, sometimes they're not, and they're just the same stuff, just with different outfits.
And that would have been a perfect example for them to do something unique.
Yeah,
given that property, rather than being concerned that they're going to rock the boat and not make it look uniform to the others.
Yeah.
But they did it with Flashpoint, and I hate the animation of Flashpoint. The story's great. I hate how it's like big bodies and little pinheads. Like, yo, like, dude, like who drew this? Rob Liefeld or somebody? Like, come on now. Because their chest was sticking out like Rob Liefeld chest. Like, yo, like who? Like, was he like the creative director on this or something? Like, yo, he's like, hey, no, the chest's not big enough. Head's gotta be smaller, more chest. He needs more chest. You know
so
what,
guys?
I just thought about.
I hate to cut the conversation short, but I have to vamoose.
Okay, just real quick for you get out here. I would hate to see if Marvel Legends ever did that. Maybe some Rob Liefeld figures, Heroes Reborn. And
okay, Heroes. I'll say that I would welcome some Rob Liefeld X-Force figures. That I would. Now, Heroes Reborn, that would be really interesting.
They would not stand very efficiently in your D-top. I can tell you that, because they'd be falling over forward constantly.
Exactly.
Hey Jay, I know you're getting out of here. I just want to say what a pleasure it's been to talk with you, man. I met you briefly with Dante at Legions Con last year, but very cool getting to talk with you for as long as we have, and very much appreciate you taking your time. We know you're a busy guy coming on here, and again, it's been a delight to talk with you, man. It really has been.
Of course, man. Always a delight. Thank you for having me on. Hell yeah.
Always,
and like I said, Dante, we need that 8-timers club.
Yeah. I will get that made for you. I'll get my man right on it.
Yeah. All right, y'all. We will check you
later.
See you, Jay. Thanks, Jay. See you.
Oh man, yeah, Scruffy, the cat with the big chest. Dom says Rob Liefeld figures with tons of pouches. Pouches.
I remember being very confused as a kid seeing that Captain America cover. Like, literally, even at that age, I was like, why does he look like that? I don't understand the proportions.
Nobody understands his proportions. Nobody. I think this went up for pre-order this week, didn't it?
I think so.
I can't remember if it was Marvel, if this did, or a different.
I think I saw an email for Nerd Zoic for this going up.
Okay. So yeah, I think this did go for pre-order this week. If you want to finish your Squadron Supreme, or get it halfway finished, close to finish, they need Nighthawk and Blur. And then you can move Nighthawk over to your Avengers, since he's on the Avengers now.
I didn't even know that.
I don't know if, he moved over to the Avengers. Yeah. It's It's wild.
Crazy. Yeah, I don't really actively follow it.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say I don't really actively read the Avengers anymore, but I think we talked about this one of the weeks. I would totally buy a 2-pack if Coulson were in it to get a Coulson on my shelf for a comic book Coulson.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Weekend Gamer. He's like, Dante, you still my brother, but you can't put Flash on the same tier as Shazam movie. Flash was way better. I don't know, man. I'll say this. Shazam was like on that, hey, we keep it on the same. I think Shazam would have been better if it was just about him and didn't bring in the family at the end. If you brought the family in like in the second movie, okay, that probably would have made a little bit of difference because you were already on that straight like, yeah, we're just gonna coast through this movie and here we go. But yeah,
I don't think I've even watched Shazam, to be honest. But they lost me even in not seeing it because I feel like when you take, again, I don't know what I'm talking about. I just know what I've read in the plot, so I have no background with this. But when you take the main character and essentially make every other character the same as the main character for the most part, like I feel like it detracts from the main character. Like the Avengers, they all have different powers, so it works. If it's a team full of Supermans, I feel like Superman's less unique. I could be wrong. I'm just spitballing.
Well, that was the thing with Shazam. It was more like cause it was his family. That's why they called it basically the Shazam family because he spread his power throughout his family. It really wasn't at first his family. It was like really like I forget. I can't remember if it was his actual sister or if it was his adopted sister. That was I forget her name now. Oh my goodness! But she was like the female version of Shazam. Which if they would just did that, okay, that would have been fine. But they introduced the whole family at the end of the first movie, which is too much. It's just too much. Now you're adding too much into one movie. If we would have did this a second movie, saying like, hey, he needs help now. Now you bring in the family. Now Shazam and the family. Gotcha. So it's goofy. Thank you, Matthew. Mary Marvel. That was her name. So yeah. Let's see. And then we had some Joes this week. Yo Joe.
The end of Yo Joe June. We're finally tapping out of Yo Joe June for 2023 here.
Yeah, we have some good ones. So we got Ralph Nunchuck Baducci. He looks good. Yeah, I was saying like the way the thing about it was like the way he looked. I think we talked about it on Wednesday. I was talking with Wednesday with Art. The top half looks like Kamakura.
It does, yeah.
And I think we were saying like the bottom half might be somebody else, maybe like Storm Shadow.
Is it the Walmart exclusive Storm Shadow retro bottom? Maybe
it could be.
I'm looking at Storm Shadow behind me right now. I can't quite tell, but I wonder because it makes sense if that was molded differently, which I think it was in some capacity, to get reuse out of that.
Yeah, because I was like, when I'm looking, I'm like, why does he look so much like the body almost looks so much like the Kamakura body?
Here's but this helps at all. Here's Kamakura right here. So that was right behind me on my shelf. So I don't know. You want to take a look at that and see. If you want to scroll up a little bit on the thing there too, if that looks similar or not.
Let me see legs. What's the bottom part? Yeah, so it's different legs on them, definitely because Kamakura has the pads.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I want to say the top half is almost like you know what? Top half's not even Kamakura because of the arms.
I was gonna say maybe the torso is the same with different arms. Yeah. By the way, this thing again, this was too expensive when it came out. When I got this on Amazon on a slightly better deal, I really like this. I mean, this is in the front of my shelf, so right. I was shocked how much I actually liked this once I had it.
Yeah, Greg says the mainline Storm Shadow. Okay, I was like, I know the body looks familiar. It's like I couldn't place it. Hey Kev, what's going on? It was a great show you had last night with Trevor and Jason on your show. Yeah, if you didn't see it, go check it out. Uh, Also, Greg said Shazam Comics when they spread it to this family was New 52, and each family member has slightly different powers focused on other Mary, Freddie, Billy, and who were identical. Correct. Uh, Dom says, "God love Italian ninjas." Matthew says, "Entering Julio Iglesias." And then Greg says, "Shazam 1 should have been Billy learning and coming to terms. 2 should have been Black Adam. 3, add the family." I fully agree with that. That's a great way to break it down. Scruffy says, "So many reveals from so many companies and lines. What will they have left to show at Comic-Con?" Well, I know Dan, you said that's what he said. So kind of they were kind of holding back and waiting for everything from.
Yeah, I saw he put out a tweet that said they try to do something every week, but they're trying to hold back so they have something to show. Because if you're burning through everything on a weekly basis, by the way, I'm cleaning up here. These are all Marvel Legends and boxes right here. So as we're talking, I'm cleaning up my toy room. But yeah, for sure. So this was a cool one. Dante, I gotta tell you, man, Low Light is my jam. He is my jam.
I might grab. I definitely have him on pre-order. I'll check them out and see. Like half these shows, I don't know half the names.
I did not pre-order that only because if it comes in stock at CMD store first, which it will, that's one I'll get right away. Because like out of all my 3/4 small GI Joes as a kid, I don't know why Low Light might be the one that I think of first. Like I don't know because he looks so different because of the hat and the glasses. Like he was a darker looking figure compared to the other ones. He didn't look as military because he wasn't wearing like green. I loved that figure as a kid. So that to me, like I'm picking and choosing with G.I. Joe moving forward. That's what I've been doing. That is one I need on my shelf to represent that childhood figure.
There you go. Tu Madre Estan Gorda. I hope I said that right. Says, "What are the 2 holsters for?" They're for his nunchucks.
Yeah, I think they said in the live stream or whatever it was, tape live stream, I think everything can be stored on him or as he's holding it. Like, there's nothing you have to bag up for this guy, I don't think.
Oh, no, sorry. No, there you go. Sorry. It's for his swords. I think the nunchucks are in the back. Yeah, so there's... I do apologize. I was incorrect saying that. So he's got the holders for nunchucks in the back, and then his holsters are for his swords. So there you go. Grace says, "Comic-Con, are any of them going to be there? All studios aren't going to do anything this year." There's still a couple of toys and comics are still going to be there. It's mainly the TV and movie studios are not going to. They decide not to, and I think it's like I said, it's more big because it's like why put the money towards renting all this space and taking up this big hall. And then where we just do it online, where we know through the pandemic, people will still tune into it. It's easier to build something or have something ourselves on either their lot or, have a set built real quick and then be like, hey, here you go. This is what we're doing. But also Disney has their D24 too. So that could be the reason why they don't have anything as well.
That's 100%, especially Disney. But Disney was, I believe, the movie studio that started the trend because they have D23. So like that's their big thing that they know.
D23. Yeah.
Why enrich? I don't know if this will sound right or not, but why enrich SDCC if you can run it under your own brand and get probably just as many eyeballs on your product as you would there? And like you said, Dante, save the money that you're not paying to send people out there, rent the space, move stuff out there, everything else. So it's not worth it. Plus, they also said, Dante, part of that was with the current actors strike going on.
Yeah.
That for SDCC, they couldn't have anybody there anyway. So if they push it later to D23, then they might have those actors available to actually be at the event.
Did the actors actually go on strike? Yeah, I thought it was.
The actors strike's been up. Or no, wait, I'm sorry. writer's strike. I'm sorry. It was
That's what I thought. Yeah, I knew the writers were still on strike, but I didn't know if the actors were. I know it was subtle, like it was hinted at that they may be going on strike soon, but I didn't know if they actually did.
I think that's what I watched, was that they're worried that if they plan to do it, the actors' strike will start, and then they have nobody there, and it's a big nothing.
Right.
Sorry about that. My bad, guys.
Then we got the Crimson Vipers in red and black this time. I passed on these. I didn't need these. I got enough Crimson Vipers. I'm good.
I was loving the whole subline idea for a while. I obviously have all the other Crimson figures. And even now, like, I feel like I need one just to complete that group. But again, I don't know. I don't know. Because now I'm looking around and I'm like, all of a sudden I have all these extra G.I. Joe classified shelves, like all the Target exclusive that I bought on clearance are over there. My regular Joes are right here. Like, where am I going to go with all those? So.
Idon says there are apparently noise in the system about the Fantastic Forecast backing out.
Yes, I've heard that. I heard what's his name? The guy that played Kylo Ren, Adam Driver. I heard. And again, these can be clickbait YouTube videos too. You got to factor that in. Yeah. People love their clickbait, but that could be. I have heard that online as well. Yes.
I heard it was him. I heard it was somebody else. Some new upcoming actor. I don't know what's true anymore about that. I did get this because I did not get the first Firefly.
I was just going to say to you that this is a great release for people. We were just talking with J Hernandez about how hard it was to get those Target exclusives for quite a while. So if people didn't get that, this is perfect because now they can get him on your shelf.
Yo, this, oh man, these goggles, night vision goggles, yo. Yeah, this sets it off. I'm glad that they're doing this one. And they didn't give him the funny Yosemite Sam TNT dynamite with it.
I'm getting vibes like her right here.
Yeah.
Right? The night vision, the three eyes. Yeah.
This is a Firefly I can get behind. And it's cool because he has the sheath for his knife on his forearm.
Yes.
Which is kind of cool. I like that.
They made sure to point that out when they did their stream. They very much brought that up. Lenny, I guess, is the head guy there, had said that they wanted to specifically make that work to get that on his forearm.
Gotcha. Yeah, so it works. I'm super happy I'm able to get this one. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm glad I kind of missed out, and I'm glad I didn't miss out. And then your boy Low Light.
There he is. Yeah, I'm all over this. The gun case is cool. That's a really cool idea to have that gun case. I think that's epic. This is a 100% pickup, probably from a CMD store when it comes available.
You know what? My 50 cal sniper worked right with him that I got from Gridiron Studios.
I was going to say that Gridiron Studios.
Yeah, I think I'll use that one instead of this because the Gridiron one has a little bit more detail in it.
Yeah, that's a quality piece.
But I do like it.
That was the first Gridiron I almost ordered, and I held back on it. This looks good. I mean, for the price point you're getting it at, that's a lot of accessories that come with that figure.
Yeah, it looks good. There's a little beanie cap on.
I was just gonna say, Dante, when the Nick Fury from Secret Invasion comes out, you have two Beanie Brothers, both wearing beanies.
Bam, 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 bam. Two brothers. It's about two brothers. Two brothers. If anybody's ever seen Rick and Morty, two brothers. They're brothers.
I haven't checked this in a while. What are we at for the HasLab?
So right, 14,390. I don't know if it's going to go any higher than that. You got 17 days left. And we still got one more unlock. We haven't even reached Glenda yet because Glenda is 16,000. And I don't know if we're going to reach the last one at 19,000.
I guess that's I'm not a big enough deep dive with G.I. Joe that figure did not excite me to continue wanting this to go on. Like I could be wrong. Like Hardcore Joe people might be pumped, but I feel like that might have been a miss in terms of getting people to continue to be excited. But Dante, this thing's still going to surge at the end. These always do. At the very end, these always.
I'm happy with the initial offering.
Yeah,
I like it. I like what I'm getting. I think it's for what the price that they're offering and they gave to you for the offering. It is very nice.
Yep,
I mean,
agreed.
How many helicopters do you get that actually have some lights in them, or you have to mod it to put lights in it? So yeah, I say it's good for those who have. And now the problem is space. Once again,
I still haven't ordered it, and that's why. As of now, probably because nobody has it yet that I'm aware of. I don't regret not getting the Hiss tank. So I'm up in the air with this because I don't know if I fear missing out on it enough to get it. So I don't know. I'm still on the fence with this one. I gotta wait and see.
We'll see. Yeah, I did order the Hiss tank, so I did get that. So I'm excited for that.
If I would have gotten that, I definitely would have gotten this because it's like the Marvel one. Well, that's a different story with that stupid car, but like I feel like if you're gonna, it's like collecting anything. If you have the first one, you're probably gonna want the ones that come after. So
right,
like I'm more likely to get a Marvel HasLab because I have the Sentinel and my unopened Galactus sitting beside me. So
yeah, it was great. Let's see. And then some people are getting their orders from Big Bad Toy Store regarding the Amadeus Show Wave, which is weird. Like, but if I go on the website, it still says for pre-order.
Yeah, I think Todd posted a picture that somebody he knows had a case of it already.
Yeah, Entertainment. I think it's Entertainment Earth and them are a lot of people are getting their emails and saying that it's in.
So. They come out as remember when you pre-ordered something and Mezco excluded, and it took a long time for it to come in. I feel like now we all know these pre-orders come in even earlier most of the time, especially like Legends and things. Like they keep hitting you with them, keep hitting your wallet.
Yeah. Dom says I got the first Firefly for free thanks to MCU Collector. I still ordered this one though. Damien says, Disavowed, do you have the old Firefly in hand to show us comparison?
Oh, I do. Hang on. Let's see if I can fish him out without creating a giant domino mess. Give me 30 seconds here. I'll see.
All right. Greg says the drone is the best part of the first Firefly.
Agreed.
Dom says Gridiron just posted a new set for Recondo. Ooh, I have to check that out. I didn't see that. Greg says, how about the sculpted buckle cut up in the articulation cuts? How about the sculpted buckle cut up in the articulation cuts? Yeah, they looks good. Greg says HasLab needs to reveal all the tiers to start. Piecemeal reveals are all so they can pretend and release in a mainline release of if it's not shown. Yeah.
So it was not easy, Dante, but I got it out.
All right.
There you go. I had to dig, and I don't know if I'm getting them back there. So yeah, the drone on this was fantastic. I did a YouTube video for my toy hunt for this, Dante, where I saw on Pop Finder they were in stock, and literally it was like you mentioned running right to Walmart to find a figure. Right into my car, straight up the turnpike, about an hour to Wilkes-Barre. Ran into the store, asked, which we just said to Jay, we don't ask a lot. I asked this time, and they still had two of them in stock. So
wow.
I had to hustle to get this one too. Later on, they were obviously easier to get, but
see, to me, the newer one looks better.
I do like the newer one. I like the drone. Both drones are cool, but I like the idea of a driving drone versus the flying one. But this is good. I don't think I need both. I love the shoulder pad on this for some reason. I thought that looked cool.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
Cool fig.
Let's see. Strident says BPTS just charged me for my Commander Rogers. Oh, nice. So yeah, I guess they get ready to start shipping out. Damien says the start of the Comic and Human set. Don't do it if it'll knock down your figs. And Pokey says I don't trust any pre-order dates anymore. Neither do I. Neither do I, Pokey. Neither do I. I don't trust any. I guess the last thing we'll talk about here is some Star Wars Black Series. We have Anakin Skywalker Duels End from Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, at this point, how many Darth Vaders can you have?
Exactly. And again, though, I feel like that's. I'm sorry, I'm farther away putting this back here. My voice might sound further. I feel like it very much like with Okay, so the original Mo2 line, I believe I remember on Toys That Made Us, started to fail because they didn't continue to produce the main characters as much. So right. I feel like with Star Wars, maybe with all the Vaders, it's like if you miss, you can still get in sort of thing without paying a lot of money. I don't know what a Vader from 5 years ago goes for on eBay. If it's worth something or not, but it could be that they're just trying to keep things available for collectors to jump into probably one of the most iconic characters in the franchise, right?
Yeah. Don says Lisa's Vader is significantly different from others. Greg says Vader is treated like the McFarlane figure, all the Batman. You are right about that. Yeah,
I was going to say Iron Man for Marvel Legends, where I was going to go. But the difference with that is
that is true.
So that's the saving grace is people who do the Hall of Armor, you're getting something for it. It's all different suits, right? Basically.
Yeah, at least with Iron Man, I can say that. At least it's all different suits if you do get an Iron Man. Then we got Commander Appo. I guess I say his name. He was shown as well. Nothing that we haven't really seen with the troopers, except he has the helmet. And then Mafex, Black Noir. I forgot his name that quick.
I will one day. I'll go back. I've never watched this. I've watched clips and I've watched YouTube videos about it. One day I'll go back and watch the whole thing all the way through. So I think when I do that, I'll probably want figures then.
Yeah. It's a good show. I enjoyed it.
Some of it, how to put it, I basically know all the spoilers and like the crazy scenes. Like some of the stuff is a little too aggressive for me as a viewer. Like the one where he blows up inside his boyfriend and stuff like that. Like certain things I don't need to see and the shock value or whatever. But I know it's good. I followed the plot to know what's going on regarding the show.
Scruffy Nurse says the Archive Vader still coming with Return of Jedi Vader also. See, 2 more Vaders. Grace says I wanted to get the Return of Jedi Vader for that helmet, and now also want this helmet. Brian says it can fit. It can fit with fit in with the Rebels. Finally, a 501 first on the 2.0 clone body. Pookie says another Vader, but this one looks pretty cool, all beat up. And Amy says, do you think we'll get a Reyes 8D8 or a prune face 6-inch? I still haven't got most of my shoot. I forgot the name of the game already. Dag nabbit. I still haven't got most of my characters from there, but Revan.
Sorry, I'm not a big help. I know which one you're referring to. I can't think of it.
Knights of the Old Republic. That's what it is. Yes, Knights of the Old Republic. I couldn't remember it. So we'll see. Maybe about 2 or 3 years. Maybe. On Hobby Link Japan, we got the Mafex Scarlet Spider up. So he's available for you to order. I don't know if this one looks kind of weird with the hoodie on it.
Yeah, something looks off with it. Yeah,
I don't know. It's something. It's just not hitting for me. And then we got SH Figure Arts, Mando and Gogi And Gogurt.
You call him Dr. Gogurt.
Look, he's a Gogurt. He's no doctor. He ain't got his PhD. This is good. I don't need any more SHF.
Yeah.
And really, like, this kind of was not like whelming to me, like what they showed from London for the new Mattel wrestling figures. Like, they didn't show anything that really like excited me in this line.
Six Packs and Knickknacks told me they had the Ultimate Deletion 2-pack, which was canceled, but it was there. I guess where he comes with the tractor. I don't know if there's any pictures of that or not, but
oh, really?
They canceled it. But if they're showing it at a show,
I haven't seen any pictures of it.
Okay, I'll have to follow up with him. That he brought it up to me earlier on the phone, but it just seemed, if it was there and they showed it there, and it's canceled, that tells me they're thinking about bringing it back. So I'd buy it just for the tractor.
Yeah.
If they put it on sale.
Like, the Bobby Lashley looks good. Like, I like the Bobby Lashley. He looks good. Okay, so I didn't see these. The Braun Breaker doesn't look too bad. I can't tell that who's behind Drew McIntyre there. Looks like somebody with NXT title. It might be Karrion Kross. I'm wondering if it might be him.
It's not the version with the mask, is it?
Yeah, it seems like none. Oh, I don't know.
I'm just kidding. I'm assuming it was like that.
Look, these are all generic. Like, these are all generics, and I just don't want them. Like, Rock from the Scorpion King. Come on now.
Jesus.
Like,
They
really?
love the Hollywood wave, man. Those Hollywood figures, wherever they were, sat there forever. The Cenas and the Rocks, they were just stacks. And then I had to wait like 2 years to find freaking Roddy Piper. He's still sitting back here. That was nowhere. But they love that. They love that movie look to remind everybody our wrestlers might become movie stars.
Exactly. So in Elite Series 104, it's Braun Breaker, Dakota Kai, AJ Styles, Drew McIntyre, and Solo Sikoa. Which I'd probably get a Solo Sikoa. I would get a Solo Sikoa.
You got to build the bloodline, right? Feel Moosey, even though they're not so much a thing anymore. Is that?
Yeah.
Was that that pay-per-view? Was that live premium event last week? Money in the Bank, or is that tomorrow?
Which one?
Money
tomorrow
in the Bank
at 3:00.
Tomorrow. Okay. I was gonna say, did I miss that? Okay.
Yep.
I want to watch that. They pulled me in with this. I don't do a lot of WWE, Dante, but they pulled me in with this story. I'm very curious to see how this goes. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it. I know it's at 3 tomorrow, so I'm gonna try to. I want to try catch it.
At least parts of it. I don't know if I'll do the whole thing straight through, but at least want to check.
At least Series 105 is Braun. I'm sorry.
I at least want to check out that match. I don't know if I'll watch the whole thing like live, but at least that match.
At least Series 105 is Braun Strowman and Io Sky. Legends Best of Elites is Honky Tonk Man, Bruno San Martina, Roddy Piper. I would probably get the They Live Roddy Piper.
Love They Live Roddy Piper. I can't get myself to open it because it took me so long to finally get it.
Yeah,
having it, I just
it's hard to find. I never seen him.
No, neither did I. I bought him at Toy Hio. I treated myself. It was like $30. I drove 4 hours to get here.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's just a website. But yeah, they really didn't have too much there.
And that last Piper,
they had like anything like that was like super awesome.
No, I agree.
Yeah. All right, folks. Well, we're gonna wrap it up tonight. We will not have a show next week. Taking a little break to enjoy some time. Scruffy says this is the new They Live. Piper has double elbows. Yeah, I think this is the only reason why I would get it, because I did enjoy that movie, and I need that Roddy Piper. I need that Piper in my collection. Hey, it's my man Ewan. Says hello, everyone. College is finally over. Social media manager Ewan will return. Welcome, Ewan. Thank you.
Congrats, Ewan.
I'm glad you're doing okay. I'm glad college is over and you're feeling good. Scruffy says lots of best of WWE, but I'm glad Scorpion King Rock is back. So hard to find the first one. Really, I didn't think he was that popular. Pokey says I like the Ball and Shield get up. That one's not too bad. I'll wait for the ones that came out. Was it WrestleMania last year and this year's WrestleMania? I'll wait for those to come out. Don says they use a weird torso on Solo. He looks too skinny. He does. If you look at the picture, he does look skinny. And Don says I miss Money in the Bank because of travel. Well, it's Peacock, sir. You can watch it anytime you want. It's not like we have to buy it on Bleacher Report and you be like, yo, let me go pay my $50 and not be able to watch it.
How is that good for a month after you buy it? I can't remember. Bleacher Report.
I don't know. I never really watched it. I went back to try to rewatch it.
I usually try to rewatch the banger matches, and I did not do that this past week. So I would like to potentially do that. I gotta check and see if it's still available after I paid for it or not. It's a good show.
Yeah, I heard it was good. It's Forbidden Door.
I dug it. I was glad I got it. It without going into the whole thing, it was paced well. It's always paced too fast. They don't give you enough time in between to breathe. But with that
That's
said,
what somebody said. Yeah.
I never at any point was like, I hope this is over soon. Whereas there have been AEW pay-per-views where I'm like, you got to wrap it up. Wrap it up, Box. You got to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Dave Chappelle, wrap it up.
Let's see. Scruffy says lots of oh no, sorry, I already read that. Don says Honky Tonk Man, British Bulldog, and Bruno San Martino for me. He said, Pokey said, I think they showed the rat looking Roddy Piper and a decent looking R-Truth. I think Solo figure looks a tad small, and they didn't give him a Samoan spike thumb, which is stupid. Why would you not give him that? Let's see. And then Scruff says Hobbs and Shaw, Cena, and Rock are on the pegs for a while. Scorpion, Rock, and Piper nowhere to be found. And Dom says I don't watch WWE pay-per-views after the live airing. All right then. All right, folks. So if you're at ToyCon New Jersey tomorrow, Sunday, I'm gonna try to make my way up there, so I may see you up there. Other than that, IE Creators will be back not this Sunday, but next Sunday. And Greg says, and everybody enjoyed have a good 4th stateside. Thank you. I don't have anything else unless you got anything else, Tim.
Nothing really. I mean, just again, you guys who watch, Toy Hunts are out there. New Toy Hunt came out last night. If you want to check it out, Disavowed Action Figures. You're on YouTube, and did my Figure Friday photo this morning with that $5 barbecue set that the great Art G told us all about. So, you want to check that out on Instagram at Disavowed_12. I have a little Alf doing some hot dog eating and some spatula flipping, and some other nonsense I posted over there as always. So, other than that, Dante, this weekend I'm going to take my little boat out there in the lake. We do some water skiing. Maybe do some swimming out there in the lake. Rev it up real good. Speed around real fast.
Don't crash. Yeah, I might try to see if Molly's got some. Well, I got to go in PA to go to Ollie's because there's none in Delaware. So,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's weird. Thank you, Scruffy. Says, great show. Thanks, Jay Hernandez, for stopping by. Dante, missed you at Joe Fest. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, maybe next time. I'll be like a roadie. Like, next time, baby. Next time.
we didn't talk about him this week. Secret Invasion. Greg, I am 110% going to, when I open that, try to see if Bruno will stand on it. Yes. Not in water. Not in water. But I will try to see if I can get him posed up, so to speak, in that motorboat. Yes.
Pokey says, thanks as always, fellas. Have a great, safe holiday. You as well, Pokey. That's it. Anything else? Wakanda forever, as T'Challa would say. And we are out of here. See ya.